Hello, everyone. Welcome to session numero 6 of Over the Kailjaw Peaks. Before we get started with tonight, and all you lovely people, some of you new, some of you continuing watchers and fans and friends of ours, all of you are friends of ours now. Congratulations. Real quick before we get started, and before someone derails us back into Cats, the musical.
Awesome.
As always, remember we got Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all under Stream of MT. If you want to follow us there for weird stuff that we post, announcements, if you want to keep up. Kelly is wonderful about posting tweets every time that we go live for a different show. So catch us there. We've got TikTok that is predominantly a lot of stuff that Words is making, which is really cool. Yet again, I'm gesturing in the direction of the Zoom call, not in the direction of you guys, what you see on the stream, so don't mind me. We have a Discord, as per usual, Go hang out there. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff. I know I'm planning on posting a lot more lore-related stuff, so if you're interested in the world that this campaign is set in, there's going to be stuff like that, as well as other random things, like us discussing new D&D happenings, or Words posting pictures of his dog Sherlock. Always, all content that you want to see. If anything, just solely join just to get pictures of Sherlock.
Yes. Who may or may not make an appearance.
Only the pictures of Sherlock, though. That's the only reason to join.
Yeah, mute every single other channel. You don't have to. Don't pay attention to anything else. We also have all of our VODs on YouTube, so if you miss stuff, I know some people are new tonight, so if you are missing, need to catch up, all 5 prior sessions are on our YouTube, which is also going to be linked if I can multitask and type the thing really quickly. Boop. There you go. And if you're looking for more stuff, you don't know our normal schedule, you forget, we have Dungeon Brawl tomorrow at 8 p.m. with, I think, everyone except for Words is going to be there, plus Wheeler from some of the other streams.
Not me.
Not Kaylee. Kaylee, the weekend I do clerics only.
I didn't know about this, and 2, I work.
Work is not important. Dungeons and Dragons is important.
Just quit your job.
Clerics.
Just quit my job, okay?
Yeah.
Do it for the clerics, Kaylee. Do it for the clerics.
I could make. I'll talk to you later, maybe.
It's no worries.
We might have a Kaylee.
We've already got 5 people. Don't worry. It's not necessary.
Listen, you sold me on the clerics part. I'll try.
Okay. But that is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be DMing as per usual, and Kelly will be there. Mercury will be there. Wheeler will be there, as well as Chris, I think.
I think Deeds.
Yeah, Dee will also be there from our other previous Tuesday campaign. I'm trying to find where I got everyone's reactions to it. Ooh. Yes, Dee, Kelly, Mercury, Chris, and Wheeler will all be playing as various forms of clerics, because I decided in my harebrained schemes that an all-cleric party would be a fun idea. Which, honestly, it will be. Clerics are dope. I believe Back in Stylus will be this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to watch some art stuff with Chris and Wheeler. Mostly Chris drawing. And Mini Paint and Chill is next week, I believe.
I don't know how or when they're going to implement the changes we discussed, so hold on that, and I will tweet about it.
Yes, we have no idea what we're doing, so just stay tuned. This is a good reason to subscribe to or follow the Twitch channel or follow us on Twitter. You will get all the information you'll ever desire. And on Wednesday, we have Words' new campaign for the, I believe, 2nd session.
It'll be the third session next week.
I'm good at counting. I nearly said this was the 5th session tonight, so that's where my brain is at currently.
You put that on the Zoom call. I was very, very confused for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't notice until I opened up my notebook, and I was like, shit.
It's fine. It's very much of a weird brain day, so
Everyone's having a fun day. But with that and that as the last bit, I just realized my Spotify is over top of my Zoom and I don't like it. I think we are ready to get started. So, on our last session, we all left with our party participating in the tournament called the Storm's Fury, or the Storm's Gauntlet, my apologies. For the title, the Storm's Fury, and to fight against the previous year's champion from, well, not previous years, but the years past champion, who was an interesting figure that you all learned soon after was Thananiel Halady, Lo's estranged father. After an interesting encounter with several unique and varied fighters of different sorts, unfortunately, Ayana getting knocked out early, and Iloda and Garen having to fight each other in the semifinals, Garen is the one that succeeded, facing off against the winner of Ayana's match against the Haveshi man that you've learned his name's Ovar. Garen managed to eke out a win over Ovar and win the right to challenge Thananiel, who, despite odds against him, Garen put up a good fight but was defeated by the hunter. So, taking his prize and his new title of the Storm's Fury, and everyone going back to rest, Lo followed her estranged father at a stealth distance and found him going to the tavern that they were staying at, which was Lo's childhood home. My music is extremely loud. But after an interesting conversation and finding out many things about each other, Lo said this was a little bit much and decided to self-medicate in the way one did back in the old days. So you all joined Lo in drinking and relaxing, celebrating after the victories of the day. You all went to bed. And as the morning breaks and you all begin waking up, some of you with a bit more of a hangover than others, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
We'll start by at least getting breakfast in the tavern.
Okay.
Most important meal of the day. She never forgets.
Alright.
She wakes up fairly early anyway.
So you head out. You find the same tavern owner that you were introduced to Lo, Ari, at the tavern, who gets you some food, some simple breakfast. I'd imagine
Hey, Garen.
Garen's probably not too far after.
no, yeah, he's doing his, since especially that he fought, probably taking care of his armor, making sure there's no damage to any of the straps, like the typical maintenance, polishing, ensuring that it's in good condition before heading down. Especially since he's an elf, so he only has to. I'm sure he's down there right around the same time.
Getting some lovely bacon, meats, and eggs, I'm sure.
Yes.
Some lovely fish dishes, given the coastal proximity of the city.
Lo sleeps in.
Lo sleeps off the hangover.
Yeah.
What's Ayana up to?
She's in a blanket burrito currently, and each time the sun gets caught on high, she turns around and covers her head, and currently probably unconscious again. I don't know which room she's in, someone had to have probably carried her upstairs. So whatever room you plopped her in,
Oh yeah, she's
because
also
of those
hungover.
pickle shots.
Picklebacks.
Oh, wait, you're wearing your armor this time.
Oh yeah. Unless you took the armor off of her, she probably will still be wearing the armor.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He slept in her armor?
Unless
So
someone took
uncomfy.
the armor off of her.
No, she's for comedic effect now. She's going to wake up in chainmail. All right.
Yeah.
Lo, as you eventually wake up in the morning and begin making your way out of your room, you do notice your door opens and just you hear a thunk as it hits something on the floor.
Bleary-eyed look down at it.
There is a heavy, extremely worn leather-bound tome with a piece of parchment just kind of like glued with a tiny bit of tar to the front of it. Or not tar, but tree gum.
Wax?
I'll bend down and pick it up and read the note. I'm like half awake and definitely not thinking the way that one should be thinking, so.
The note in a fairly lack of unpracticed hand says, I thought I ought to at least contribute to your education a little bit. And it just says Thananiel at the bottom of the paper.
I'll flip through the book.
It is a heavy guide. The title is Alamar's Guide to Plants and the effects of such. And as you flip through a few pages, it seems like a very long, handwritten book on alchemy and herbalism, containing instructions on how to recover plants and materials from monsters, as well as the instructions on how to brew potions out of them. It seems to be handwritten, hand-drawn from someone from many, many ages ago. And looks like it has passed through many, many hands.
Ooh. Okay. I will stick it in my bag for later reading and then just stumble downstairs.
Alright. Three of you eventually meet up down in the main floor of the tavern. Ayana's still probably half asleep.
She's not down there. She's in a blanket burrito. You have to drag her down there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
oh.
almost thinking chainmail underneath a blanket. That's gonna cause some snagging.
That's why she has to be dragged with the blanket. Like, it's
Yeah.
going to take a
Yeah.
little bit of effort to unpeel her. So you all quietly mull over your breakfast.
Loda's
Go ahead.
Loda probably started try and make small talk with Ari, you know, as a very generous host, try and be polite and ask the basic questions at least.
She's very open. She's a simple woman, but she's very polite and kind, and you kind of feel the outward warmth of her. She's very motherly, especially towards Lo, as you've seen in the past, but despite her brief flashes of rage during the nights the tavern's a bit more rowdy, she seems like a very stand-up individual.
After not seeing Ayana come down, Garen will probably go check on them and be like, peek into, like, knock on the door at least first.
It's too loud.
It's time to get up.
Mm-mm. It's blanket time right now. Good night.
You really need to come on, get some food. It'll make you feel better.
Is there anything to eat other than eggs and meat? Because I don't want to eat babies, and I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat meat.
I'm sure they could find some form of non-meat thing for you.
Okay. Can you unblanket burrito me? I'm kind of stuck.
What? He just kind of opens the door and looks. He's like, really? Did you sleep in your armor?
Apparently.
Oh.
I can't move. I'm kind of... I thought it would be easier if I just went back to sleep and then I wouldn't wake up, but, it would just be a bad dream. But it wasn't.
Yeah.
And my head hurts a lot.
Yeah, well, all right. Let me help you. And he begins to help out to unburrito the baby.
With a bit of struggle, as you have to kind of like pull the sections of blanket that have gotten caught between various rings of chainmail. At one point, kind of like accidentally flipping Ayana in the bed because you had to tug it hard enough.
She goes flying.
Yeah, she just goes and smacks against the wall. Eventually, you manage to get her out of her blanket.
All right. You're probably going to be a bit sore. We can get, it might be good to not wear your armor for a little bit.
Okay. I'll be done in like 10, 15 minutes then.
All right. Do you want me to send one of the others up here to help you?
You don't have to. I'm okay.
Okay. Well, we'll just take it easy. Sleeping in the armor's never it's never fun. I know how sore you're gonna be, so just take your time. And with that, he kind of like eases slowly out and closes the door and shakes his head and goes back down.
You
to the
just
table.
start hearing like things being thrown. Not like thrown, but like just like bulging off.
No. Sits on the table like, if she's not down here in like next 15-20 minutes, one of you might need to go check on her.
Oh dear. Okay.
She slept in her armor.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Though, are you giving people... Did she not drink before? Are you being a bad influence? Or just kind of like leans forward on the bar.
I like point. When have you ever seen me be a bad influence in your life, Ari?
She leans back, puts her hand on her chin for a moment. Your entire childhood.
Every goddamn day of my life.
She gives you a big smile and just kind of like grabs your shoulder and just gives a little squeeze.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, that hurt. No, she drank before. She likes pickles. I thought she might like picklebacks. Oh, I'm never drinking again. I say as I take another sip of my morning beer. A little bit of the hair of the dog, the bitch.
Ari just rolls her eyes, looks at the rest of the other group. Well, did the rest of you have a good morning?
Yes.
Yes, it was quite. Yeah, it was restful. Definitely worked more than I have in a long time. It was quite nice. Slept well.
Yeah, I heard that you were the one that won Storm's Gauntlet for the year. It's quite the accomplishment.
Thank you. It was surprisingly fun.
Well, I don't know if I'd be having a whole lot of fun with it, but, you know, congratulations. It's quite the honor. Just kind of like leans over to Lois, like, where'd you find this one at?
We went to a party together and it got really weird. And not because of me this time. It just got weird in general.
Or
Why?
kind of raises her eyebrows. It's like,
I like make the face of like, are you interested? Do you need me to hook you up?
she just smiles in like a soft but kind of like slightly smirky, and just steps back up and goes to grab a bottle and start cleaning a flask.
Yeah, I don't think Garen's paying attention at all.
As Ari walks away, I'm like, Garen, you've caught the eye of quite a few people in town, huh?
I have not the slightest knowledge of what you mean. I'm
No,
just.
does he just not pick up on things? Is that his whole thing? Is he just doesn't pick up?
Would be part of it. But you know, kind of like slaps Garen's back. Everyone loves a champion.
I like just point very subtly at Ari and I'm like, just saying. Both of you need a break sometimes.
That may be so, but I'm fine, really.
Yeah. Slightly offended on her behalf, but it's okay. I get it. I understand. Not everyone's type.
It's not of any type or anything of that nature. It's just I'm not looking.
That's fair. Well, this is very awkward. I'm gonna go check out. You run upstairs. Knock, knock, knock.
Who is it? What's password?
Pickles.
I didn't even make up a password, but I like that password. So it's the password now. You can come in now.
So Pickles is your password now. Okay. You good to come downstairs? How you feeling? I'm sorry for pressuring you last night.
Well, you didn't pressure me. It's just to have pickles, so I thought it was fine. But I have to get used to the weird liquor. I keep on forgetting what it does. I don't know why I keep on forgetting. It's pretty simple. It makes you silly, and then it gives you headaches and makes you feel like you're gonna die.
You don't like it. You don't have to do it anymore, and I will stop being a menace.
I like how silly makes you feel, but I don't like feeling like I'm going to die the day after.
Well, do I have a solution for you? Come downstairs and I will get you a hangover cure that is your food preferences friendly, aka just a shit ton of bread and water.
Okay. Do you think I can have some fruits too? Are there fruits over here?
We might have to go to a different part of town to get nicer things, but I think there's some vegetables somewhere.
Okay. And she's just wearing, I think she had a fine, yeah, she has, just not as loud as her, her dress from the party before, but she just has like a nice but mostly simple dress on. It's also pink.
Gotta
There's
stay
a theme
consistent.
here.
We've got a brand. We stick to the brand.
But it's like a nice like very light, almost white, but it's like it's like a blush pink.
You're rather casual today. Are you not really in the mood for any adventuring?
Well, I kind of fell asleep in my armor,
Oh, Garen mentioned that. Shit.
so he suggested maybe taking off my armor for a few hours, cause I hurt a lot. Not only the headache, but I think also because of the fights. I feel like someone let I can't remember his whole title at the moment, but Bob Esquire run me over. Did I write down his name?
The horse.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I got pushed down a flight of stairs.
That makes sense. Yeah, let me go join the others. I'll make you breakfast. If you're partially
Okay.
responsible for your whole mess.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Usually she would run down the stairs, but it's
Point of
slow
order.
walking.
Kaylee, could you roll a con save for me?
Oh shit.
Is she gonna throw off walking down the stairs?
No, it's more of the the combination of of wearing armor while resting, especially heavy armor, and also
How did I get a
being
natural
hungover.
20?
You rolled a nat 20.
You're rolling that 20. That like fell out of my hand too.
That's
And I was
amazing.
expecting it to fall out, like, not go into the dice tray, but it did.
All right. Well, you
Nice.
do not have a point of exhaustion. Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm not normally like super strict on the armor rule, but I was like, she's really hungover. She fought all day and she's in armor. Let's give her a
Mhm.
chance. Let's see. All right.
Surprisingly enough.
I personally have to do some shopping this morning. If anyone's interested in joining me, but other than that, what does everyone want to do today? I have to go make breakfast for a certain someone, but past that,
From the table, her head's on the table, but she just kind of waves when you say for a certain someone.
It's like could explore the city. I haven't been here, so
I'll happily tag along shopping anywhere you think is worth seeing in the city.
well, I want to know what the Rat King's up to still. That wasn't just a half-drunken
yes,
yelling about
Yes,
something.
that does
that
sound
was
really
was
interesting.
interesting. I think that does, be a good thing to look into at least. Might be fun.
Lola, you like rumors and stories and things, right?
That's true.
Well, do I have a tale for you about something that I'm very interested in this town? Besides just the Rat King, which, want to know what's going on with that so badly, but, there has been a, treasure, a hoard of sorts that's been rumored to be in this city that I would very much like to find personally. There hasn't been much work on finding it lately, but I know that you're ear to the ground kind of person. His name is Jacques Montier, or at least that was his name, and he's a legendary thief of sorts. And this treasure is somewhere in the city, and there's a shit ton of people after it, and there's got to be someone who knows something in this town. Been working on it since I was a fucking kid, but, I wasn't here very often once I hit my teenage years, so it's just something very interesting that I thought you might want to also find out about. The Rat King is the other fun thing. Not much else. I would say that if we're going to explore the city, we need to be careful here in the river's edge. There's a lot of people like me about who will take literally any opportunity. The Barrow is where I want to go because I want to know what the fuck is wrong with beggars. And that's where they usually hang out. We've got the Wetworks, which is where we were the other day, which is all harbors and everything. And then they got the Castle Ward, which is where all the rich people are, which is probably where I need to go shopping. So we're going to have to hit up that anyways. And then we got Old Moreau, which is just farming. It's where Thananeil is, if we need to talk to him. That's my town. That's my hometown. That's pretty much it. So wherever you guys want to go, I'll take you.
Can I join you guys when you go shopping?
Something is happening with the lower class. I think it'd be worth checking into, see if there's anything that we can do for them. It seems this tournament yesterday has put me in a bit of a giving mood.
As you guys finish your breakfast, Lo, you and I'd say Lo and probably I don't remember what everyone's passive perception is. Please stand by.
Mine's stupid high.
Yes.
Mine's 13.
Get a Lo then, Karen. Have the
Mine's a hot 12.
12. Wow. 14. I'd say probably just Lo. You hear a conversation that kind of piques your ear a little bit. There's a dwarf sitting next to a halfling in one of the booths or one of the tables closer to the wall. And you just hear, well, I thought I was just going to, walk along the river, pass by the Barrows on my way home, but then all of a sudden these fuckers just looked like a bunch of homeless folk just came out of nowhere and just stole my purse off me, hold me at fucking knife point. The city's rough, but fuck, a mugging in broad daylight. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Did only Lo heard that?
I would say with all your past perceptions, it's pretty far across the bar.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Anyone want to go talk to that dwarf with me? Just heard something interesting, and I'm curious if he knows more.
What did they say?
Something about people from the Barrow mugging him in broad daylight, which seems odd. The folks in the Barrow typically don't really... Shane, correct me if I'm wrong with anything that I am saying with this, because this is your world and I'm just using what you wrote. People in the Barrow typically don't do that kind of thing. They usually like to stick to themselves and are very self-sufficient. They don't really rob in the broad daylight. They might rob, but they don't. Based off of everything I'm hearing, it seems like there's been something disruptive happening. Maybe there's a new Rat King that's like changed everything or something like that. But either way, I really want to talk to the dwarf over there.
Yes, let's go over then.
Sure. We could do that. Yes, maybe get some more information. You lead the way. This seems to be more... you're more familiar with the type of people here, so...
Got you. I'll go sit down, just kind of knock at the table and be like, is it okay if we sit? I kind of overheard what you were talking about. Do I recognize him now that I'm closer? Is he a regular, or is he someone that I've never really seen before?
You wouldn't be familiar with this person. Might have been that you just never saw them, or they might be new in the past few years if you haven't been here. The one dwarf that was talking just kind of looks up. She's like, well, if you want to. It's kind of a scraggly, dark black beard and short hair. And is wearing a simple leather vest over a white shirt and pants.
My name's Zoe. I work here sometimes, whenever I'm in town. I just overheard what you were talking about, and I just wanted to ask you. Like, I've just been hearing some weird shit about the Barrow lately, and I was just... This seems weird. Do you have any more... I'm just thinking about checking it out, doing some investigating. If you want to provide more information, I would really appreciate it. This seems very strange.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't very much going on. I was just coming out of the wet works. I worked down on the dock. Live up here, pretty close to the crux of the river. So sometimes I walk past the Barrow on the city side, just to make a bit of a way home that doesn't look like complete shite. But walking along the river, and then some fuckers jumped out of an alley. Two of them, I think. One of them was a big fella. Covered his face. I don't really know if he was might have been a Goliath, or might have just been a really fucking big human. And then there's a little halfling fellow with him. They just covered their face with these thick black, looked like woolen scarves or something. But they looked fucking disgusting otherwise. They pulled out a couple daggers and said, "Give me your fucking money and whatever you got on you." Really fucking sucked. I just got paid. I had about 20 silver in my pocket. It was a good year. Boss gave me a bonus for turning 70 this year.
Well, happy birthday. You said there were scarves all over that? Like scarves or scars?
Scarves. With a V.
Scarf.
You know,
With a V.
woolen cloth things wrap around your neck to keep you warm. Though, it's fucking summer. I don't know why they would want the scarf around their face. It sounds really fucking uncomfortable.
No, that sounds very, very warm. Well, thank you for your time. And I just kind of subtly pull out some money from my bag and give her 25 silver.
Okay.
I hope that makes up for the wrongdoings that the folks from the Barrow have done to you.
Oh, sure about that. That's mighty kind of you.
You know, this town's done a lot for me, and I figure I should give that back. So.
Well, give him what I give you strength. He gives you kind of a little nod.
The piece of Duralia with you. I don't know what they say. I should, but...
Things I haven't really well established in religion. How to greet and bless people.
I give her the classic Duralia blessing back.
Alright. Conversation between the halfling and the dwarf resume as you walk away.
I assume everyone was with me during that. Like, do you guys have any more questions? This seems funky.
Yes, it seems very... if it seems like unusual to you and this is your city, that could be symbolizing a change or something.
It says they were covered when scarves, especially like, you know, they mentioned it being summer. That's very unique. I wonder if there's some form of disease or plague that could be causing some form of desperate action. I've seen it happen before.
Maybe. I feel like that would be a thematic thing that God above would not do twice. Sorry. For context, in our home campaign, in this world, we are currently dealing with a plague. So
You guys think I'm pulling out the same tricks twice?
Only 3 of us. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It could be just a disease.
It could be disease.
Curse.
I agree.
Or it could be nothing. They could be zombies.
It could be zombies. Ooh, zombies.
I mean, I assume the scarves were primarily just to avoid identification.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no matter what kind of discomfort, I imagine if you are mugging someone at knife point, you ideally don't want your face to be seen.
Especially if they're doing it during the daytime, too.
Maybe there's some distinguishing feature, like they've been marked or something. And they need to hide the marking. So that would be a very obvious thing.
Or maybe they just have really nice mustaches and they feel like that would be like very IDing.
Well waxed.
They have like.
I don't think they're too concerned about their mustaches.
Everyone should be concerned about their mustaches, though.
I mean, possibly yes. That might be a thing that some people care about, but I do not think bandits really care. Or what
I don't know, if I was able to go and grow a mustache, I feel like I would care about my mustache a lot.
Garen, this is an intervention about facial hair, and now you're treating it.
Yes. You know,
A grooming kit of some sort, some beard oil or mustache wax. Once we're out shopping today, if you'd like.
it's typically the, more well-off people tend to their mustaches and beards and facial hair, and it's very interesting what people actually do with them, like how they're designed. I don't know. It makes no sense to me.
So you are an elf, so I'm assuming you don't really have much, and you just shave it all off.
Yeah. It's just more of a distraction than anything. There's the fully bearded.
I was gonna say, I'm just imagining an elf with mutton chops now.
Retcon. Garen has mutton chop. Not kidding.
Does Garen have a beard, or does he not? I can't remember.
Does Garen have a beard? No.
No, okay.
Yeah, no, he's like Fabio, pretty boy.
Okay.
Clean shaven, well groomed.
A beard.
He's a soldier.
That's fair. Shall we go shopping? You guys can see what the actual nice parts of the city look like. They literally only care about one neighborhood, or two, but mostly just the one.
We could do a little bit of shopping.
I need to pick up some alchemy supplies, because I'm going to start teaching myself how to do those things.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah,
I want to maybe... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I want to maybe look into new armor, and maybe no armor. Oh, a new mace, maybe. But I think those are expensive, so I don't know.
I am so very interested in new armor. I also do not have much to spend on it though, but I will see if there's... I would like to see if there's anything available. Kind of looks at Garen after the third of it. I feel like I have some adjustments to make.
I'll treat you as mama. Does that sound?
What did you say?
I'll treat you as mama. I think I should probably buy better armor too. So I just have boring old leather. Get something better.
Yeah. That's what I have right now.
Go shopping.
Alright. Are you heading to an alchemist shop first?
I would say I'll take everyone to a armory first to get leather, new armor, and also possibly look at better maces.
Alright. You do know of an armorer, an armor and weaponsmith shop. Let me double check really quickly.
Yeah.
Because I'm always on the top of my game. You can never tell me otherwise that I don't know what I'm doing at all times. There it is. Okay. Kind of on the border between the Wetworks and the Castle Ward, there's an armorer called the Golden Iron. Yeah. You guys walk through the city, kind of coasting along the Castle Ward for a moment, and eventually make your way. You see kind of a large, kind of sticks out from the rest of the city, kind of a squat building, only 2 floors rather than the usual like 3. But it's a very squat and wide building with an open yard. You can see a blacksmith working outside. The kind of tall, not super broad, but kind of I would say built, like he's well muscled, obviously from blacksmithing work, but he's kind of tall and lean for his size. He's just kind of sitting there. You see him kind of working on putting some plates on a dummy.
Good morning.
Morning. What can I do for you?
We were looking to possibly perform a couple of upgrades. If you had the time to take a look at what we have versus what you have.
Certainly. What are you interested in? Anything particular?
I need something that is preferably light, but better than what I have on now. I don't have a lot of requirements.
Alright. Well, the only thing that's light that I can give you is a bit of a studded leather armor.
How much would that run me?
He kind of like looks you up and down. For something that would fit you, I'd say probably about 41 gold.
I don't suppose you would take any amount of credit in the armor I have now.
Let me take a look, if you don't mind me inspecting you a little bit.
Go for it.
You see him kind of like pull some glasses out of a pocket and set them on his nose. And he just kind of looks down, kind of looks at this armor. See him reach up and kind of pull one of the straps to see if it's worn. Like, how about I knock 10 gold off of it? It'll be 31. I can salvage most of the parts, though the whole thing needs a little bit of a rework.
Yes.
Based off of, I guess, like Garen's knowledge, does that sound like a reasonable price?
For studded leather, let me double check because surprisingly, I don't have every single price in D&D. Yes.
Well, I know.
It's actually a relatively decent price for a city blacksmith.
Okay, he's just making sure like the blacksmith isn't like trying to like gouge or anything like that.
Yeah, no, you've seen some like pretty expensive sets of leather of studded armor before.
I lean over to Alota and I'm like, I can pay the difference if you'd like. I'm probably also going to get some studded leather as well, so maybe we can combine price.
If you're buying 2 sets, I can knock a little bit more off the cost for you.
I would love some studded leather armor as well.
How about we call it, let's say, if you turn in your armor too, and you kind of adjust his glasses looking at your armor for a second. How about 60 gold for the set?
That works for me.
Yes, I think that sounds very fair. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Alota, how much are you paying out of the 60?
I can pay up to 28.
Okay, how about you pay 20 and I'll pay the other 40?
If you insist. I just want to be stabbed a little less.
Got you. I do make a lot of money on the side in comparison to everyone else. should
the
use it
only
for
one
good.
actively participating in a career right now.
The only one who was
I
trying.
will yeah, think a little be like, I will try and cover you next time.
I wink as I'm putting on my new set of leather armor.
Yeah, it comes
To be
out with
fair.
a few sets that kind of, after a little bit of adjustment of the strapping on them, pretty nice armor with these kind of short steel or short iron spikes push through the leather.
We match.
Oh, wonderful.
We look more like a team.
Beth, is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, I was hoping to upgrade my mace for something else.
Well, what are you looking for specifically, Dolan?
A better mace? I don't know. She like kind of holds up her mace.
You see him reach down and take it in one hand and kind of heft it and twirl it around with relative ease that kind of shocks you.
The mace has a big bow on it with some flowers.
Well, I can give this one a bit of a polish and make it a little more presentable, though. If that's if you want it, it's only gonna look a little bit cleaner. There might be something we can do to make this a bit better if you want to try and increase the weight of it or the balance of it to make it a little bit easier to handle.
Maybe?
Well, let's see what I could probably do a little bit of work for it. Don't mind me getting how to pull up PDFs. Fuck off, Adobe. I don't care that you've updated. I don't want an update. I want to read a PDF.
Shane's really cool supplemental material.
Yes. This is going to mean absolutely nothing to any of you, but all of the supplements for armory and alchemy and herbalism I use are by a dude named Heavy Arms, who is an absolutely really solid home brewer in the D&D community. So if you're ever looking for mechanics stuff, he's grade A, top tier stuff. My computer's really chugging to pull this PDF up. Weapons. I feel like I should just grab the book. I read from the book because my computer does not want to load this PDF. Damn you, Heavy Arms, for making high-resolution PDFs.
I have mine pulled up.
I got mine.
Okay.
If you want to, we can sharpen it and have a bit of blades of spikes attached to it. Kind of keep it a little bit subtle. I'd say it costs you about 100 gold to modify an existing weapon, but if you do, I can make it a little bit more damaging for you.
Maybe another time then.
Alright. If you want, I can still give me a gold and I'll clean it up for you.
Oh, sure.
He takes the coin and kind of just puts his pocket. He's like, alright, just come back in about an hour and I'll probably have it done for you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And he just sets the mace kind of off the side on a table next to where he's working currently. Alright, so we got the armor for you two. I'll take care of your mace for you. What about you, big fella? As he looks down at Garrett.
Oh, I'm actually doing pretty good. My equipment has served me many years, so for now I think I'll be all right. And I don't really have much funds currently to do upgrade if I wanted to.
That's reasonable. If you ever need anything, you know where to come find me.
Yes, you do quality work. I've seen many blacksmiths in my years, and you do good.
Appreciate it. Well, if I can't be of any more assistance, I'll get to work on your mace. You guys can come back in a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
It's my pleasure. Alright. As you guys leave the Golden Iron,
Alchemist. Also maybe an herbalism shop. Mostly alchemy.
Ooh.
alright, there is a shop that you've heard of, though you've never really been there. You just know roughly where it is, called the Burning Alchemist, which is in the what's it called? In the castle ward of the city, kind of in a more rich location. It's positioned kind of equidistant between Abbey's Lane and the Wetworks, so kind of there to serve whoever wants to come by and get whatever supplies that they happen to have. And as you go there, you see the shop outside has kind of this really nice gilded sign outside of it. It says "Burning Alchemist" across it, with kind of the sign's in the shape of a bottle, kind of a standard flask on fire with these kind of bright red paints, and you can see it's a very solid, like, bronze sign. The windows are nice glass-colored panes, essentially. And as you all enter, you see kind of a fairly a very short, thin human woman, kind of like salt and pepper, like going a little bit gray, hair tied back in a ponytail. She's probably only about like 4'11". She's a very tiny woman. It's kind of very frail looking.
Hey, I was taller than her. A miracle.
It's a rare occurrence.
Yes, she is a very small, very frail looking woman. As you guys enter, she just looks up at all of you. She's like, "Oh, welcome. What brings you in here today?"
I recently came across a book, and it inspired me to learn some alchemy and some herbalism. And I pull out the book that Daniel gave me. I'd previously taken the note and shoved it so far into a random notebook in my bag that no one will ever find it except for me, and place it in front of her. And it was a gift from an old friend, and I just wanted to maybe buy some supplies and start teaching myself.
She kind of like takes it and looks at it. She's like, "Huh. Well, this is fairly old." She starts kind of flipping through some of it, and she looks kind of surprised by it. Kind of flipping through. Well, it seems like a very interesting source of material. Where'd you come by this?
It was a gift.
Huh.
From an old friend, as I said.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know where he bought it, but...
Looks older than any of you, that's for sure.
Well, he's a very old man, so that tracks.
Well, so you're looking for supplies? You just want some basic alchemy supplies, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm not going to, go too hard on it. I don't want to blow up my home, but, I want to start learning.
Alright, I saw that there's a bit about plants and harvesting those. Are you going to need some basic herbalism supplies as well?
I would love some basic herbalism supplies as well.
Alright, for the both of them, since you're just getting started, I want to make sure that, the craft stays alive. Oh, let's call it 60 gold.
60 gold? That sounds more than reasonable. Thank you so much. Your name? I apologize, ma'am.
Oh, Eliana Berry.
Eliana Berry, that's such a good name. My name's Lo Norwood. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's all mine. Do you guys need any potions or any ingredients while you're here?
I have not had time to look over the book yet, but I might pop back on by once I've read a little bit more. AKA Shane gave me the supplement like an hour before we started.
No, I
don't
gave
know.
you this supplement months ago. You just never read it.
Okay, you gave me this supplement months ago, but you didn't tell us we leveled up to level 4 until like 3 hours ago. So.
It's fine. I forget a lot of things. It's fine. There's so much stupid shit rattling around in my head. You don't understand.
Herbalism. So I'm just going to add an herbalism kit and an alchemist kit to my supplies. Is that okay?
Yep, that is exactly correct.
Sweet. Well, oh, go ahead, Ayana.
You said potions, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I specialize in.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a while. Do you guys do you have any health potions?
Oh, yeah, certainly. If you're looking for something simple, I can certainly get that going for you. We have a few in stock, I think. She kind of like pulls out a book and starts flipping through some of the pages. Yeah, I should have a few in the back. Let me go get those really quickly. And she kind of hops off the stool that she was sitting on for a moment and kind of skitters into the back of the shop. Eventually comes back out with a small, like, box. And then she sets it down on the counter, flips it open. You do see 4 small vials in it of just this very clear, almost ruby-colored liquid. So, how many were you looking to purchase? They're each about, since you guys are all spending so much money, I'll give them to you for 40 gold apiece.
Cool. Who's closest to her?
I would probably still be standing at the counter.
I don't have 40 gold. I have like, so I can't even get one, but I was thinking maybe you might want at least one in case something happens and I can't heal anyone. I have about 35 gold. I can cover most of it.
I will hand you another 5 gold since I'm old money bags.
Okay. I'll just take one.
Alright.
Garen's questioning where it is internally like, where'd you get all this money? Like he knows, but he's like, dang, busy.
I mean, Lo is very good at her job.
Apparently.
AKA Shane let me rob someone session 0 and they had 100 gold on them, so I started off very rich.
Oh, and I'm very broke right now.
I rolled on a loot table and, that's what came up. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Sure. So you guys aren't all hobos when you start.
And then also I've just been consistently stealing, so...
Stealing, gambling, betting,
Yeah.
Garen, fought in the tournament and won, got an amulet.
You probably sell that amulet for some pretty good money. Maybe not in this town, but next town over.
Actually, was the amulet anything special other than just like it's a symbol of?
It's a really, really nice like gold and silver amulet. It's pretty chunky.
No magic.
Too. Nope. It's just, as far as you can tell, just a standard old amulet.
Funky fresh.
Might be also helpful to keep on you in case we ever come across anybody from Gilmarie's temple. Just be like, hello, yes.
I'm your champion.
Check me out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna waste the rest of my money on another one. I'm thinking about it though. I got 53 gold left. It's 63 silver.
More than most
Money bags over here.
Listen, steal from the rich, give to the poor. Sometimes you gotta keep a little bit for yourself so you can keep on going.
Yeah.
Ileana just hands you one of the small red potions. It's like, be a little careful. The glass isn't that strong, so don't go around smacking it on anything. Don't put it in your back pocket.
Oh. I don't even have pockets, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, then you're perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else I can do for you guys while you're here?
Not for me.
Question for you, actually. So, we've been hearing some weird things. I just came back into town. This is the first time a couple of them have been here, but we've been hearing some interesting things coming out of the Barrow. I was just wondering if you'd heard anything, seeing as you probably talked to a lot of people throughout your day.
I've not really heard anything personally, but I don't get too many, customers from that end of town. I don't know, maybe asking around the wetworks might be a bit of a better option. Or if you're feeling brave, you can stray to the Barrow yourself.
Brave is my middle name. It's not actually, I don't have one, but thought about it. Low Brave Norwood.
But yeah, I don't have many clientele from that part of town. It tend to be a bit more from Abbey's Lane and from the ward here.
That is perfectly fair. Thank you so much for your time and your help.
No problem. Okay, bids you adieu as you guys leave the shop.
Thanks for the 5 gold. I'll pay you back.
You know what? Worry about it. Ayana, if you fucking worry about it, I will hurt you.
No. Well, it's fine. I punched you in the face, so.
You know, it didn't hurt, so you're fine. Seriously, don't. Money is fake. Money is false. Money does not
Money
exist.
is fake?
Do I need to? Money's real. Money is no object to me.
Oh.
You can just print more, you know?
Do we have to explain macroeconomics to Ayana now?
Gotta explain to Ayana why Lo is an anarchist.
You print coins?
We don't print them, you mint cast and mint them. Either way, you can just always make more, you know.
Oh.
I mean, that's the government's job, but you know.
Well, maybe we can do that as a craft one day.
You can make a money laundering scheme.
New campaign goal: money laundering.
We can.
There's business rules in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I'm sure I can come up with something.
We become money launderers. Great.
Fucking crime lords.
There goes my alignment.
Arts and crafts. Arts and crafts.
Well, I think that there's something to be said about the fact that I'm picking up one hobby. I don't know if I want to learn how to fucking blacksmith too. It seems like a lot of work.
That's fair. Speaking of, could I look at the book later? I want to look at the pictures of flowers.
Sure. Do you mind if I just read through it once first before I literally just got it?
I was wondering. I only noticed that you had it because you showed it to her. But when did you get that?
Last night, I think. Nathaniel dropped it off.
Oh. Why?
Something about contributing to my education as well. I had a rather eclectic one that I mentioned. He figured he could contribute as well.
That's nice. I don't know why, but that still feels weird.
You know, it's something. I think it's going to be helpful. It's not really the information I was looking for, but I figure I might as well teach myself. I think that learning how to make potions, such as the one that you have right there, will do us a lot of good. It's like the one thing that I didn't learn how to do. Well, there's a lot of things that I didn't learn how to do, but it was like the one thing that I didn't have access to learning how to do. So, it'd be helpful.
That would be really cool if you could make like healing potions and stuff.
It's going to require a lot of collecting things based off of my first flip through this morning before coming downstairs. So, purchasing, collecting. Spent a lot of time in the woods as a kid, so I think I can do a decent job collecting certain things, but like magical stuff.
Well, I grew up in the woods too. I can try looking for things. So, I don't really know names of things. I just know what we don't really say names of flowers other than silver laces, so I just know things as that one thing that has spikes on it, or it has like petals that go and then like that one red one.
Do you want to go to a bookstore and we can pick you up a flower guide?
That would be really... Oh, I have no more money. Maybe next time.
Literally, part of my profession requires me to have a lot of money on me. I start walking to the nearest bookstore that I know of.
Well...
Alright, I just watched recently Matt Mercer's interview with Phil DeFranco.
Phil DeFranco, yeah.
And he just talked about the moment where Liam was like, is there a bookstore around? Yes. What does it look like on the inside? Oh, it's this. And there's then this person's like, what's she doing? What's this? And he just keeps asking questions, and Matt's like, I had none of this prepared. I had to improv everything. Sorry, I do have some information prepared. I was just like, oh, hey, look at that, a bookstore. This is why I learned from Matt Mercer's mistakes.
It's fine if you don't have to provide 8,000. I am not a Liam O'Brien.
No, I have details. Don't worry. I just thought it was funny, and it was a good reference.
Wait. What if we want to go and find the raunchy books at the bookstore?
Well, you're gonna have to do some
You don't know what
investigation.
sex is.
Yeah, Ayana doesn't know what sex is to know that
No.
literary form exists. There is.
Ayana can read, right?
She can read.
Okay.
No,
I don't know what they
she's
got you over there.
educated. It's homeschooling.
There's certain things that they've glossed over.
I love that Lo was also homeschooled, but you had very different forms of education.
Yeah.
How do I explain it, Shane? She grew up on an island.
No, I understand because I have some cousins who are homeschooled, and there are the hippie homeschoolers and the conservative homeschoolers, and I think we got opposite ends.
Anyways.
Is there a very hippie conservative version of that? Yeah.
Bookstore.
Yes, there is a bookstore that you've heard of called the Page Turner. Not too far, it's still in the Castle Ward district where most of the kind of higher end shops exist. And most of the like nicer merchants that don't have to be super close to the dock or to the wetworks. And going inside, you are faced with like a kind of a comfy, warm bookstore. Just immediately hits you the smell of paper and old leather. and there's just kind of a soft fire crackling off in one distance with an old gnome kind of sitting at a table reading a book. You just kind of look down at it. He's got a little cap on, keeping his old gray hair back. He literally does not acknowledge your presence. He's just continuing to read.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking for a not an alchemy book. Wow, a like flower guide to the local area of some sort.
Okay. There is a book called Coastal Fauna, which is kind of an introductory piece to fauna in the area, as well as other common fauna in places like the plains nearby, the forests, and some other different environments.
Sir, I was wondering how much this would be. Coastal flora?
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Well, what do you have there?
Coastal flora, coastal fauna. I'm sorry.
Coastal flora. Ah, yeah, sorry. That's a good one. If you're interested in learning about a little bit of plants and a little bit of their effects, there's some very interesting stuff there for medicinal purposes. He sits there thinking, just kind of like stares off into the distance for a moment. Are you just purchasing that?
Anyone else want any books? We are doing a bit of a shopping spree today, so.
I did just get a new section of romance books. If you're interested in that, some of them are very good. And he just kind of like hoists one up.
I lean in. I don't know Gnomish, and I just with like an do you have any like? How do I put this kindly? Sex ed books for like teens?
I think I have. That did not come in the last shipment. I think I have one that they ordered for the old minister's daughter. One of her tutors ordered it. They never came to pick it up though. I don't know why. I think the tutor got lost one day and never made it back.
She died.
I'm just like, I am whispering this because I don't want Ayana to hear this. I would also like that as well, if that's okay.
Ah, yeah. Let me go into the back and I can get that for you really quickly. He just kind of like stands up and hops off his stool.
Okay, I'm gonna peruse the romance section as we wait.
Okay.
If you look over at Ayana, she's just looking at the really shiny covers. It picks up a book, looks and see if it has a picture on it. Look and see if there's pictures. If there's no pictures inside, she puts them back.
You do find a small illuminated copy of what would it be? Elvish fairy tales from the since they're kind of close to the Invar Empire, sometimes secondhand books get picked up. So it's an illuminated copy of fairy tales from the Invar Empire in Elvish. I feel like I'm talking with this a little bit. Even my normal voice, I'm still talking like this. What did you say?
Me or low?
You. Look, the fairy tales are not in the romance books.
Listen, it could be some very interesting the fairy tales, okay?
I feel like if there were Elvish fairy tales along that line, you would have had a much better sex ed than you do currently.
Probably.
Um,
Yeah, no, she sits on the ground, she starts reading.
Eventually the gnome comes back out and he just walks up to Lo and just kind of hands her it's a smaller thin book, just kind of bound in black or dark brown leather, and there's nothing on the cover.
I'm gonna open it up and flip through. Is it pretty comprehensive? Is it like very conservative? Like what ends of the spectrum are we looking at?
So it's kind of more it's a little bit of a textbook in certain ways, kind of more for tutors to teach younger people about sex. It's not particularly like conservative. It's not abstinence only, but it's kind of like here's the parts. Here's some drawings of the parts in all of their horrible glory, as well as some more, advanced things like the basics of pregnancy and birth, as well as like, what herbs to take if you happen to contract a disease.
Okay, I will pick that up. I will also gesture towards whatever Ayana's reading. Like, how much for all of that?
I'll say 10 gold, if that would be appropriate for you.
10 gold works for me. Actually, question. Do you have anything on the astral sea at all? I know that that's kind of obscure, but...
I don't really think so. We normally don't have too many scholarly types or magical types coming through here for books.
Do you have anywhere you can recommend?
There's not many people around here. There might be... I believe there's a mage who owns a shop somewhere closer to the Wetworks. He might be able to help you a little bit more.
Okay. Noted. Thank you so much for all your time, sir.
No problem.
I am going to go over to Anna and hand her Coastal Flora and also a black book that doesn't have anything covered. I'm like, the other one will... you had some questions the other day, and no one was really comfortable answering them. These will give you the answers that you need.
Did you get me a math book? Oh,
Not
I hate math.
No, this is like where babies come from stuff.
Did they have a story about the deer?
Sure. Hand her both. Like,
Oh, thanks.
I'm sure it'll be illuminating.
Oh, okay. She goes to put like the fairy tale book away.
Nope. That's all.
What?
Too.
What?
Money bags over here.
How much was it? Not so I can pay you back later, but...
No, what's the point of money if you don't fucking spend it?
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a magic shop down in the Wetworks. If we want to ask about anything else, I'm starting to run low on funds. But it might be helpful to go there. I'm trying to think about what our next steps are. I am walking and talking. I have waved goodbye to the old man.
No.
Don't want to have a full conversation about where we're going next.
Inside the shop.
What, you don't want to introduce yourself, tell them your whole life story, tell them your current goals, every shop that we go to?
Aliana mentioned the possibility of asking around the Wetworks for more stuff about the Barrow. We could just go in, think. That's what we want to do with the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You're also running low on funds. I'm wondering if there's like any quick work to be done, because I would like to have money.
Is there like a job board anywhere in town? Like the guards have a board for like, hey, if you want to do this work, like clear out this little area of pests, stuff like that.
On an official government front, there is a job board outside of the castle, the keep on the shore, and as well as there are job boards you know of in the Wetworks for more laborious tasks. Things like, advertising sailing opportunities, hauling cargo, laboring, small jobs.
What about more unofficial work?
You could ask around. There's not so much a job board, but you know a couple people that you'd probably be able to talk to.
Well, what kind of work is everyone interested in doing? There is the official job board on the castle. I could ask around some old friends, see if they have anything, but that might be a little untoward. There's also labor.
I mean, labor is nothing new to me, but I am curious to put to work some of my skills I picked up more recently. But I've never... what I'm trying to say is I'd like to try some amount of performance, but I've never done that for money before.
Really anything that's going to get us money.
If you want to do performance, I can ask around and try to find a spot that'll... I mean,
That's a wonderful busking community here. I don't know.
You can
More buskers around here.
talk to Ari and do a set at the Alvaille tonight if you'd like.
There's also...
I don't know if I...
Great, but...
For reference, it is not terribly uncommon for people to be busking in the streets.
Right.
Nothing too crazy. There's not everyone every fucking block of the street, but you've seen a couple probably at this point. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, we can, if we want to try for money, or if we go see this Rat King of yours.
Don't know if we'll be able to find the Rat King today. He's a bit of a local legend. Don't know if he actually exists, but if he fucking exists, we're finding him.
Well, yeah, I mean, still might be worth taking a look, especially with the information that there were attacks in broad daylight. I mean, if anything, if that's going on and we stop it, maybe the town guard will compensate for our efforts.
I say we check the job board, see if there's anything of that ilk that we might be able to get paid for doing. I can also ask my contacts, see if anyone's interested in paying for that kind of work as well. Kind of just skip that. Okay, go ahead, Ayana.
I forgot. We have to pick up my mace.
We do. We should also get your armor back on.
Yes, especially if we're going to be...
Oh yeah, and maybe drop off all these books.
I'd say Anna's just kind of school, carrying books in her arms.
Also, she probably was walking in the back the whole time, so probably no one saw, but she peeked in the black book that has nothing in it, popped over a page, saw a gross picture, closed it again.
If you can imagine what, I'd say probably early Renaissance depictions of genitalia look like. In a scientific setting. It's not it's a well painted or anything. It's very much pen stroke, probably plate pressed books.
It's gross. I don't like it. I don't know if I want to read this book.
I just really loaded doesn't know what the book is.
I did say it out loud. You know how you had questions.
Oh, right. I wasn't sure how. But it's and it might not seem fun at first, but you should definitely get around to reading it.
Okay. I don't want to read it now. Maybe later.
Yes, later.
The flower
for-
books look better.
Yeah, right now, but you should get around to it sometime.
It'd be funny if she never read it. She just kind of like pushed it aside.
Yeah,
And like that one present of like that one present that like that weird weird aunt or uncle would give you, and you're just like, oh yeah, I loved it. Thanks.
It's been sitting in a closet
Never
for 5
touched it.
years.
Yeah,
Yep.
in the corner, you have no clue where it is. I'm sorry, Kelly.
It's fine. I just didn't want to have to in character explain everything to you.
Yeah.
Read it out loud.
Absolutely not. I feel like Twitch would remove our channel and ban us for life. So go back to the bar, drop off things, pick things up, back, get your mates. While you're doing all that, I'll ask around. That sound good?
That sounds good.
Yeah. I think that would be good. I mean,
Doop. So we go do that.
All right. For the sake of expediency, you guys go back to the Owlite and quickly reclaim Ayana's armor, put away the books that you do not plan on carrying on you for the time, which you can fit them in your bag if you so desire, but it is entirely up to your preference.
Oh, I don't even think she probably brought her bag. That's why I was like, she was carrying it.
If you want to put them in a bag that you carry with you, that is also fine.
Okay.
Quickly say hi and goodbye to Ari as you guys walk through. So are you going to try and find one of your contacts, Lo?
Yeah, I'd be looking for a contact.
All right. There is another half-elf fellow that you know of who kind of runs, we'll call it a front of what seems to be a merchant's office in River's Edge, but in reality it's just a front for a fencing venture. Not the stab kind or the making a wall kind, but the selling things of questionable origin.
Cool.
The fellow's name, which you just know him as O'Neill.
O'Neill.
O'_Neal.
easy name.
Try not to make everything really weird. I mean, you didn't ask the gnome's name, but he's just Alvin.
Is he a chipmunk?
No, he's not. He's a gnome.
Damn.
Closest you're gonna get to a human chipmunk. Humanoid chipmunk.
Oh, while they're all doing that, I will go just by myself. Don't want to scare him with a group of people.
Alright. As you go up, it's kind of a small, what looks like only about 15 feet wide at most. Kind of a covered glass crossed pane, like an diagonally crossed pane of glass. More or less covered in dirt and smudged to either, hide any prying eyes from seeing what's going on inside. As you pull the door open, you do just see kind of this open space, dimly lit, kind of simple furnishings of a desk, a bookshelf to one side, a small hearth. As you come in, this old half-elf, kind of grizzly face with a few scars on his cheek, looks up to you. Lo, I haven't seen you ages. What have you been doing?
Oh, gosh. So you haven't seen the news, have you? Off on my own now. The rest of them retired.
Heard about that, yeah.
Old people, you know. This works a young person's game most of the time, or at least more the on the ground work. If you're interested, I'm sure you could probably find people to reach out to. My uncles say might have information for you if you'd wish, but past that, they haven't really been up to much. Me personally, I'm striking out on my own a little bit, trying to find work. You know.
Well.
Have you heard any work?
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back in the city. In the front of work, what are you looking for nowadays? You still just pick up jobs and whatever you can get your sticky fingers on?
Well, I've made a couple friends that are a little bit more on the up and up, so I'm trying to find more middle ground things. I've been hearing a lot about what's going on in the Barrow, and we're just wondering if anybody was looking to pay for people to check that out. Stuff like that. It's more adventurous work, you know?
I heard a little bit about what's going on in the Barrow. You might want to check with the city guard. I don't know if they've put a contract out for it or something like that. What I have been hearing is a little less on the work side, a little bit more on the gossip side. There's a bit of, it's not in the Barrow, but near the Barrow, some fuckers are moving in. Sounds like some gang of folk with a old asshole in the head of them, trying to muscle in and get some work in the wet works. And I've heard rumors that they're either running through the Barrows or using it to hide stuff. Been pissing off the beggars.
Ooh, interesting. So opposite of what I've been hearing, a lot of people have been saying it is the people of the Barrow that have been doing this, and I don't like that at all. Don't put shit on people who haven't been doing things.
Well, yeah, they sometimes do a little bit of questionable stuff. Nothing that we haven't done before. But can't really rightly say I've not heard anything. I just heard rumors about people getting mugged, and some folks saying that they saw some weirdos in black scarves walking around. And heard about
So those new thing.
I don't know if it's connected, but there is new man walking in on the territory. I believe his name is Zian, I think. Whatever fucking name that is. He's been trying
I'm sorry, I'm
muscle
eating
in.
Pringles.
Sorry, what?
I'm eating a Pringle. Sorry, I was gonna say something.
He's been talking about getting work from some people and trying to muscle in on a little bit of territory of his own. Heard he's got some gang behind him.
I think he's trying to carve out a piece of the Barrow and also a little bit of the wetworks.
It might be. Who knows? I haven't really heard anything about where he's keeping all his goods.
That doesn't sound very fun. Okay, interesting. Any other work? I mean, any solo stuff? Cheap, easy, quick.
There's a few things. Someone looking to pick up some goods from a cache not too far down the shore. Some people looking to have a few small things stolen, paying about 20 gold a piece, I think. There's some rumors of someone saying that there's hints or a map to the actual treasure. Not certain. Someone was just touting this information around.
Why would somebody touting it around? That seems like bait.
I don't fucking know. You know some of the assholes around here, they ain't that bright.
That's true. Do you know, I'd be interested in that, obviously. Is there Do you know who was saying it?
Yeah, it was this, God. I believe it was a merchant somewhere just outside the castle ward. He tends to dabble in things that are a little bit more, questionable in origin for the richer folk out there.
Might have a map.
Said he had something like a map, a clue, something to get to his treasure. Said he was only going to sell it to the highest bidder. If he went so close to the castle ward, I'd be willing to bet he's going to get robbed pretty soon of it, if he has anything.
He might be robbed anyways. Mr. O'Neill, thank you so much for everything, especially that last piece. That very tempting. How much you want for all this? Yeah.
One last thing I think I just remembered. There's a cave not too far out of town. Some, let's call them more uncouth folk, apparently got driven out of there recently. Something about something trying to eat one of them. I don't remember. I don't really pay attention to the outer gossip that much, but I'm willing to say there might be something valuable in there that they've left behind. If they're left in a hurry, it seems.
That's very helpful. Thank you so much. Might be able to pick some stuff up there. That wouldn't be stealing per se.
Is it really stealing if it's not around to start with?
That's true. Finders keepers and all that. What do you want for all this info, my dear?
Just call
You've
it a
been
welcome back present.
Which is pinches little cheeks. I know he's the same size as me, but I do give him a little pinch. I'm like, O'Neill, you are so kind. It is
very rough, like 5 o'clock shadow, and his skin's very like dry and scarred.
It's
You need a
good
facial,
to be back.
facial routine.
Yeah.
Getting a little rough there, buddy.
I will rejoin the group back at the Alvaille and fill them in on everything. I will, in particular, mention the fact that I accidentally rolled a nature check. The fact that
You find a really pretty flower along the way.
it seems like there's a gang moving in, and that's probably where the activity is, and the fact that we should probably go check the job boards in the city, like the city job boards for something more official about that. The cave, and the fact that there might be a clue to the treasure in this guy's house. And I really, really am tempted to, I want the map or the clue or whatever he has. He says he's selling it to the highest bidder, but the highest bidder might be me taking it for myself, if you know what I mean.
You said you've been trying to figure that out for a while, right?
Well, it's a bit of a legend around here, and I've been hearing about it since I was a kid. And it's a dream of not only me, but a lot of people in my family to find it, and we never did. Mostly because we were distracted by other work. But it's kind of what I want to do. I want to find that thing. It doesn't have to be now. It's been lost for who knows how long. We really don't know where it is, but if there's a clue and he has a clue and he's fool enough to talk about it publicly enough that enough people have heard, finders keepers.
If it's something that valuable, why would anybody speak of it so boldly, especially in a place with a reputation like this one?
Well, because this town is very much the haves and the have-nots. This man is based out of the castle ward. He sells to mostly people based in the castle ward. the folks of River's Edge, especially people like me, are more the ones that are after this kind of information. And if he's not really interacting with us that much, he might not realize what we are willing to do to get it. The only reason that I am not completely gung-ho about it is, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of fucking guards in the castle ward. And if we get caught, we will be in a lot of trouble. And I don't want to get arrested again. So.
I mean,
Again?
I've been arrested before. I mean, I got out pretty quickly, but, you know.
I might be able to help with dealing with any city guard, whether or not they recognize just something from my past. But, you know, if we ever get in a situation of that nature, that might be some use, it would be at least worth a shot to keep us out of any sort of trouble. But I am very curious about this treasure and this Rat King, and it's very interesting to me.
It's a cool fucking city, right?
I've always enjoyed
Interesting.
I've always enjoyed a good mystery.
Same. Shall we go pick up your mace and then head back into the castle and see what's on the job board? Let's go.
Alright. You all head towards the castle ward, the Golden Iron blacksmith shop, and then immediately heading out. We are going to go on a quick break. So, we will be back in about 15 minutes. Go get some snacks, go to the bathroom, get some drinks, and we will be right back with you guys. So, see you in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. I hope your breaks were exciting. I hope you got plentiful snacks, drinks, and relieved yourself in whatever ways necessary. That sounds really weird. Ugh.
Phrasing.
This is why I shouldn't actually, say things, but I do anyways. Anyways.
I mean, it just makes for good content. Yeah, we can clip that.
Yeah, someone clip that. Someone, please. I mean, hell, if you... I'm not going to go into the details of that joke, but do whatever you need to. I'm not going to judge, because I don't know. Don't talk about it in chat, either.
So the game.
So, the game that we just picked up a set book in.
Can't escape it. The math.
So, as we come back, and you all make your way into the kind of downtown districts of Alvaille, and picking up Ayana's armor quickly from the Golden Iron blacksmith, just kind of handing you a nicely polished. The ribbon is clean of any blood that he could get off, any dirt and grime. The leather has been oiled around the handle, and everything is polished, and some dings are sharpened or ground out. As you leave the shop, I believe where are you heading next?
I believe we had agreed to go to wherever the job board is to see if there was any work.
Okay.
Any official work?
Yes. The I'm not going to get in trouble kind of work. So you guys make your way to the castle ward outside the keep, and kind of posted a little bit outside the keep the gate leading up to it specifically. There is a board with several different notices and kind of a little awning to keep it out of the weather. There's various things. There's several postings for criminals that they want caught, people of obscure natures, mostly just crimes against richer folk or the city itself. At least one that says a man burnt a whole ship to the ground, apparently, and then kind of jumped off of it, the whole or like swung off it with a rope. But
I feel like we know.
there is a job posting for caravan work, kind of your typical stuff. Flyers for recruitment for the city guard, as well as a couple postings of small things that the city wants done but doesn't want to contribute labor towards, such as clearing out a colony of small monsters that is kind of encroaching nearby farms, as well as one, I believe, check my notes because I shouldn't do all this off of memory. One that deals with a missing book that was stolen from the minister's office in the city.
I stare at the book that we bought.
Does it give any
specifically
detail about it?
It says it is a ledger of meeting minutes from the city council.
Interesting.
Weird thing to steal.
Does it give any details of like which is going to have payment or anything of that nature, like what the rewards are going to be?
Yeah, it gives a brief description of the book, which is kind of a loose leaf, kind of clamped together, wooden leather binding with city of Alvaille notes on, or City of Alvaille meeting minutes on it, and it says there will be a reward of 50 gold if someone returns it.
How much to clear the monsters from the encroaching farms?
I believe that one would be 20 gold.
20 gold.
Mm,
And is
I was just gonna kind of like, is the book the most reward, or yeah, like what do you?
Out of the few kind of commonplace contracts that are on the board, the book is going to be the most, next to the nest of monsters.
the monster nest, is it nearby that cave that O'Neill mentioned?
Putting two and two together based off of the information, it seems like they're at least close by, if not the same cave.
I point to that one and I'm like, there's definitely a cache in the cave nearby this one. I think that it might be worthwhile checking it out if we want to make some official gold and also some unofficial gold. Might adhere us to the city guard as well, so that if we want to do our own investigations of the Rat King and everything with the beggars, we might be able to get some support and also some funds.
well, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I think the city guard wouldn't fault us if we happen to stumble across something else while we are, doing work for them. I don't think we would get in trouble then. So
We also
Well, we don't have to tell them, do we?
Exactly. They're not going to follow us out there.
I also have a fence. We can stop by the fence before we tell the city guard that we've completed the goal. That way, we don't even have to have anything on us when we go tell them.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of fence?
Sorry, asthmatic. The fence is basically someone that I can go to sell things.
Oh, it's a person. Oh, I was imagining an actual fence.
That's
I was
right.
really confused.
Yeah, you don't.
Hmm?
It's okay. Do we really need to teach her these things?
I think it's just going to have to be a mention it when it comes up kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I feel really bad about, influencing.
First of all, she's right there. She's a fucking adult. So, like, she's allowed to know these things.
I'm not saying she's not. It goes against my conscience, I guess.
Anyways, O'Neill will definitely buy whatever is there. He's the one that mentioned the cave to me in the first place. So, I think that that'll be worth it. He's an old friend.
Well, what about your secret treasure map you wanted to see about?
I think that might be we do some digging on who the actual merchant is, because I don't know who it is, and see if it's even worthwhile. I mean, I did this kind of thing for a hot minute, so I wouldn't mind. I just don't know if all of our skill sets would be able to do that. Mine certainly do, but I don't know about you guys and your ability to.
Clank, 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 clank.
We can.
I may not look at
An armorer. It would be a bit of a money sack, but we can get that all muffled and everything. Like an armorers, if you're interested.
I mean,
Well, I can imagine that being a lot of money. Just upgrading my mace would have been 100 gold, which I definitely don't have, especially now.
I may not look like I would be able to do what you do, but I have tricks up my sleeve that I won't require muffling my armor.
Okay.
I work best just going through the front door.
You might serve well as a distraction then. We could. First of all,
We should tell them a
have
story.
here in front of a job board.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking.
By on a horse.
We should
let's
let
steal!
them know that we're interested in this
Let's rob
job.
the
And I
bar.
gesture to the 20 gold murder some monsters job. Probably tell them that we're interested in this and that we'll take care of it for them in the coming days. Go let a guard know. Probably not me, because I think I've been on this list before, and they probably will recognize me, and I don't want to fuck around.
I can speak to them.
You're famous?
I'm not famous. People I know are famous.
That's cool. I can go with you if you'd like.
You want to join me? Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Loda will go up to the guards and relay information, such as.
Why am I blanking on the word? It's not almsman. But there's right inside right outside the wall, there's an office that has why am I blanking on this word? Dude who does work in a city that gives jobs out. Hold on.
Quartermaster?
Clerk?
Or clerk? Not quartermaster.
Jobs master? I don't know.
It's always a thing that I kept hearing in The Witcher when I was playing it. Like,
Cannot help you there.
Yeah. Brain.exe is not functioning very well today.
Oh god. Spring Hillock. I'm sorry, this is absolutely bothering me. I'm like, I want to know what this is. Fuck.
Have no fucking clue.
I am so mad about this. Oh my god, kill off.
While Shane tries to figure that out, do we want to talk about Cats 2019 again?
God, no, fuck that. I'm not that devoted to this term. Anyways, there's an office next to it that you guys can tell from the sign on it is the kind of where the contract master lies for this town.
Lore master, archivist.
No, neither of those. I'm gonna keep googling it while we do this because I'm
Right.
really fucking pissed off about it.
Yeah. Iloda, and I'm assuming Ayana will go there and talk to
Alderman.
the person.
The
Alderman.
That's what the term is. God, fuck.
They will see the alderman then.
I was close with Almsman. As you go in, there's just kind of this older man, balding. Just kind of looks really tired. He looks up from his paper that he's writing on. Yeah, can I help you?
We are just, my friends and I are interested in taking up the job of clearing the monster nest.
All right. I can get you a writ of permission from the city in case anyone tries to stop you. Though I don't think anyone's going to try to stop you out there. Give me one moment. Steps up, kind of. You hear his bones creaking and cracking as he stands. Gets you a piece of
Oh,
paper,
one moon.
quickly signs it, and writes some details on it. Folds it and just hands it to you. This will help to explain to anyone that questions you that you're on city business.
Thank you. So, hope to report back soon.
Alright. I'll be here.
Yeah.
Just sits
Yeah,
back down very slowly.
Gives a little nod and heads out.
Alright.
Shall we, do we want to do anything else, or do we have to go get that sorted soon?
Does anyone else has any opinions? I think we can walk and talk about the other stuff we want to do. Start heading out that way. And chat about the other job prospects we have as we go.
That sounds good.
Great.
Okay. Sorry, my brain just shut down. Which way are you going first?
We're gonna start heading out to Old Moreau to start fighting some stuff.
Yeah, because we need more information on that person that has the map, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright.
First of all, so as we're like walking and talking, I think that plan-wise, the best thing we can do is find out more information about him. Maybe we can pretend to be interested buyers and go in pretending to be interested buyers. A couple of us slip off, steal it, or ask to look at it in the first place, and we can memorize whatever information is there before like buying it, you know.
I think that's going to be a good plan. And for security reasons, I do not have to look like this, and I can get one other person to have a bit of a makeover.
Yeah. I don't have to be there. I can slip in later.
I have a few tricks that I could utilize as well. I'm able to alter myself and And, well, despite my armor, I can kind of turn invisible.
That is useful.
Yes. I'm
Oh
surprised
my-
you didn't know this when we first met.
Wait, I'm remembering now. That was a while ago.
What, you didn't notice when I wasn't there? God.
Yeah.
I was busy comforting the traumatized child.
When I was there, then I suddenly was not.
So like you can turn like invisible, or like no one just notice you, but they could still see you, but they won't remember you later, or like totally like can't see you.
My abilities mean I can completely turn invisible.
That's so cool. I'm trying to see.
Yes. So I can stand by and wait until the opportune time and grab the map. And be pretty easy.
I agree. Because that's a smart idea.
I don't really have anything cool other than I can only do this once, but I could like go and when I try to get into where I can't remember his name, but that fancy guy that was hanging upside down and he was singing, and I try to like do the cool thing and then go on the other side of the door, but then I ended up running into the door. I could do that once, but not running into the door part, but like going to another place.
I think your abilities might be better used as distraction. Just be yourself. Ask questions, talk to him. I think that would be a good thing.
Might be helpful if you need a fast getaway as well.
Okay. I'm not really the best at flying.
Well, not
You don't have
necessarily.
to lie, you just have to admit.
It's
You mean?
you don't have to tell him why you're interested in the map, just that you are interested in the map.
Well, I mean, like lying, like, oh, I'll give you 100 pieces of gold. That is a lying. I don't know if I say I'll give them 100 pieces of gold, if they could tell if I don't have it or not, because I definitely don't have 100 pieces of gold.
Well, instead of giving a specific amount, then you can just say that we can negotiate the price after you've answered my questions, which is not necessarily a lie. It's just the negotiation is going to be us taking it.
Okay.
If you are worried, I am also there to be able to do some talking. Well, it's not
You
my
probably should
strongest
do
suit,
most of the talking.
but lying is not my strongest suit, but I am not the worst at it.
She should do the talking. I don't know how much talking I should do, because I've been told I tend to be more of an open book, and I tend to give a lot of things away. I feel like I'd accidentally be like, "We're stealing you," and then I give everything away, and I don't think that's the best idea.
Fair enough.
Stealing from you. I still have a headache. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all conjecture, of course. This is if we can figure out who it is, and if no one else is moving in on it, because I wouldn't be surprised if someone else is, seeing as how many people are interested and have been in this game for a lot longer than we have. My other point of concern is that gang that's edging into the Barrow. Maybe we can find the Rat King and talk to him and say, hey, we'll take care of this problem for you if you do us a couple of favors, you know? And we can get payment that way.
Lead to quite a bit of opportunity for us if everything works out. So,
just a thought.
I think we can cross these bridges when we get there. I think the first step is to go to wherever we need to and find out more information on this person with this map. So,
Why are you making that face, Ayana?
So where's the bridge?
Oh, it's not that. It's a metaphor.
Oh.
Did you never read books? You know how to read. You understand how metaphors work, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Basically means, like, we'll take care of it when we get to it. Like, we don't have to worry about it yet. We'll get there eventually.
Oh. My parents have said that. I just didn't think about it. I thought there was actually a bridge.
Well, there might be, but...
Speaking of bridges, we cross.
As we cross
across the river over to Old Moreau.
Yeah. And see, we crossed the bridge when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bridge.
We want to start asking around and seeing if anyone's seen these creatures and what they are before we fight them.
Yes.
Oh my.
There's a you see a few people out in the fields tilling various spots as you approach some of these. There's only about like a dozen houses in Old Moreau. It's for the most part spread out to a certain degree in just a large set of fields across the road. You do see an older gentleman kind of just sitting there smoking a pipe and just looking out. He looks very thoughtful, but he's just kind of sitting there, just brow furrowed, looking out into the fields.
Loda will approach him.
I will approach next to you.
Alright.
But I will let
I'm looking for flowers.
I think to prevent any potential spooking, Garen will be within distance, but not too close.
Garen's helping me look for flowers.
Helping, standing between your flower picking and the group, and keeping an eye on both of you as best he can. Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Excuse me, sir. We are here. We are here to deal with the monster infestation that we heard about.
Oh, you don't
You
have
know
to
what-
yell.
Sorry. I forget how loud I can speak sometimes. But do you have any idea what we might be looking at?
Monsters, you say?
Yes.
Wow. Huh. Monsters. Any monsters around here? My wife's a bit of a monster. Yeah, I saw
sure
her wrestle
she's
a bull once. So I knew I ought to marry her.
She sounds wonderful.
Well, she was. She was a wonderful woman. You know,
Oh.
miss her every single day, though she's off picking flowers in the fields in the sky.
You just hear Ayana. I found a really good flower.
Yeah.
I can hear her now.
So, you haven't heard anything about any creatures that have been terrorizing the area lately?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Creatures. Sorry, you should have said that when you started. Ah.
Nope.
You killed him.
Sir?
Does it look like he's having like a heart attack, or did he just fall asleep?
I'm sorry. Is my snoring not picked up on the mic for you guys?
Oh no.
Oh, damn, that was good snoring too. He's 100%. He just falls over and starts snoring. I'll lean in.
I'm gonna give him a little shake.
Sorry. Can I help you?
Creatures around here that are causing problems. What are we looking at?
Oh, the creatures. I heard some of the hunters out there started seeing some big insects. Look like beetles or something. I don't remember. Well, but yeah, there's some big insect-looking creatures. Apparently, they're killing some dogs and hunting whatever animals they're hunting. They see them jump out of the ground and yeah. They keep popping up around this cave over here.
Alright, thank you. We will go and take care of that.
Ah, yeah, old Billy's son. Kid got killed on a hunting trip. It was apparently really gruesome.
Shit.
Oh no. Yes, we will be careful then.
Alright, best of luck to you. I sure as
Alright.
don't want to go out there myself.
Yeah. Alright, then rejoin. Gather the group.
Shane, question for you.
Yeah.
Last week, I remember you said that Thaddanil was hanging out around here. Did you also say that he was here for particular work? That he was, like, hunting something?
He said he was here for work and he was staying in a camp outside Old Moreau.
Okay. Did he mention what the work was past the fact that he was doing a business deal with the Gilmarie people?
No, he did not give you any specifics and you did not ask. So, from what he said, beetles don't sound like it's up his line of work.
Okay. No mention of people's brains being sucked out. Cool. I have my hood up, and I am being as nondescript as possible right now.
Okay.
I just don't want to be spotted across a couple fields. Not that he would say hi anyways, because he's just as awkward as Lo is, but... shall we go check out the cave?
Yes, sounds like a good place to start. Head over.
I will scout ahead about 30 feet and like be looking for tracks and stuff.
Oh, also, when you guys walk back over, Ayana took the flowers that she found and she was like stuffing them in Garen's hair.
Of course she was.
Garen was forced to sit down.
Yeah. I mean, how tall is Ayana?
5 foot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's 5'10", so, you know. Yeah,
Someone who is 5 foot, you have been forced to sit down on the ground.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least kneel down, you know.
I'm just waiting for the day that like we have a picture of me and Kelly next to each other.
Need to buy platforms.
It's gonna look so funny. Alright. So you guys start heading into the woods where the contract doesn't give you a very specific location. It's not like, go to this coordinate, go around this bend, and walk 50 paces this way and you'll find a cave. It's more of a, hey, there's these creatures menacing these farmers. Like, go do something about it.
I'm gonna start looking for tracks. See if I can find anything that's kind of insectoidy.
Tracks. Okay. Make a survival check for me.
Survival.
Survival.
That is a 14, 18.
18. Okay. It takes you a good bit of time, probably 30 to 45 minutes of searching around the rough area of the woods that they said it would be in. But you do come across a, I would say a victim of these creatures. You find a, what looks like a couple deer that are just, for the most part, split down the middle, or have one of them split down the middle, the other two have their heads chopped off, and they are missing a decent portion of their flesh. Nearby there seems to be 2 holes, like very large holes just coming out of the ground of a nearby clearing.
So it looks like they dig.
Yeah, and the holes themselves are about, I would say, like 8 feet in diameter, though they've mostly closed up and collapsed in on each other.
I mean, it may be fruitless, but I'm assuming the rest of us would catch up to you as you're kind of expecting that.
I would be 30 feet ahead, so, and like making enough noise that you guys could follow me.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
I just didn't know, like, if you would have like just stopped and kept going, or would
No,
you
I
waited?
Stopped. I wanna take a look at some stuff.
As soon as I got up there with Garen, it probably won't do much, but he's just going to use one of his divine senses to see if he can detect any good or evil within 60 feet of the area.
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, whatever did this is definitely long gone.
Looking at this crime scene, can I like beautiful mind it and try to like figure out like what kind of what kind of pincers it is? Like I go into my mind palace or whatever and like try to like figure out like the scale and like what kind of things did this. Like I know they're saying insectoids, but is it more of like a ripping kind of monster? Is it more of a teeth?
Make an investigation check.
For sure. That is a 8.
8. It definitely looks like they got chopped in half. Most of the flesh seems ripped and kind of, you can't really see any teeth marks as far as you can tell. It seems like more of it was torn off than it was kind of bitten off. But it seems like something large chopped them in half for the most part and just kind of like ripped through the rest of it. They took off a good portion of the flesh. The head and legs are still more or less intact, but the majority of the flesh and the organs on the body have been ripped out.
Gross.
A lot of ripping and tearing. Okay.
Loda pulls out her longsword and just sort of like has it.
You would note too that I'll say this is pretty easy to note. There are burns of some sort on some of the flesh. Like not fire burns, but it looks like the skin is like burnt or irritated in some way. The fur is gone.
Acidic almost, or poisony?
Yeah, like there's not scorch marks on it. It just looks like it was kind of melted.
Melty. Yummy. Alright. Shall we try to find these things? I'll start looking for a cave. Maybe.
If the cave could be their den, whatever these things are, so this could just be their, wherever they attack, if anybody gets too close, like their hunting grounds.
We should try to be silent as we approach.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Alright, can everyone roll me stealth checks?
Girl.
Why am I not a dexterity bard? 13.
It's a 10.
Not the rogue.
Rogue.
Can I use my thigh bolstered knack, Shane?
Oh, I got disadvantage. Shit.
Does someone want to be bardically inspired?
Well, I already rolled one dice, so I can't raise my hand.
Yeah, I rolled a 12 because my disadvantage.
Damn.
I will say, because of things that I know that you do not know, yeah, sure, try your Cybolster back. I will not tell you
that will make it a 16.
Okay. So we got
11.
11? Okay.
We have 11, 12, 13, and 16.
I'm going to mark it off for now, but like later, just let me know if I should unmark it if I failed.
Yes. One of those moments of like, the fact that it's on a failure is kind of like, like, skill checks don't always binary fail or pass. And
Yeah.
it also is like, in this case, you wouldn't know if you failed or passed.
I think that it's supposed to be like a boost that like I don't even realize I'm doing it. It just happens. Like my brain just psychically knows like something's off.
Yeah, I'm just, more or less, we'll let you use it, and I will tell you whether or not later, once you probably figure it out pretty quickly, whether or not you've failed.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming my divine sense is essentially like the Witcher thing, where it just pings and it doesn't last for very long.
I think there's a duration on it.
Because the wording on it says until the end of your next turn.
Oh,
so I'm assuming
that's 6 seconds.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's just that Witcher sense, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a few moments of like being able to sense the things around you, which you sense none of.
Okay.
But yeah, now it's gone.
I think. Do we see a cave, or are we looking for the cave?
You have not gotten to the cave yet.
Okay.
You would assume that it is nearby, given the information you have.
Yeah. Just for like the sake of things, like once we like get to the mouth of the cave, when we find it, or if we find it, I would use another one once we get there to just kind of check 60 feet in.
Okay. So with your survival check earlier and kind of your adding on some of the investigation check, within about next like 15 to 20 minutes, you manage to find, kind of buried into the hillside, is a mouth of a shallowish cave. Kind of at a relatively shallow angle along the hill, you see the remains of what seems to be a fire outside. Garen, as you renew your divine sense once more to sense if there is anything within your range, you cannot detect anything.
Do I see any like chests or anything near the fire? Or like any indication of what O'Neill had mentioned?
No, there's nothing outside. There's a fireplace with some old logs kind of dragged up next to it, though they seem to have been pushed out of the way of their original position.
Alright, I'm gonna peek on in there and see if I see anything out there. Or like in the cave, I should say.
What's dark vision range again? 60
Spirituals. I have
60 feet.
Yeah, that sounds right. If I'm just an half elf.
And every race has 60 feet. I always just forget this because for some reason I think it's 30 feet. I think because
Drow have 100.
because Drow are special. From your vantage point, you can see kind of down into the cave that hooks off to the side, but you can see a few footprints and tracks that lead in and out. It seems like it was relatively well traveled, but it curves a little bit to the left before you can really see anything too deep into it.
You ready? Let's go. Don't really see anything yet.
It looks really dark in there. If I cast a spell that would like make a light for me, do you think that wouldn't be good?
I just give you the look of how dare you speak of light in this situation.
I
think
I can't see in the dark.
it's okay. Just place your hands on me, and I shall guide you through. Giving light would give away our position and potentially our element of surprise.
Okay. Oh shoot, I forgot I had this. Shane, I know this is a little bit late, but can I cast Pass Without a Trace?
Yeah, I mean, you can cast it now, and
Fuck yeah.
we'll say that it gives you the 10 boost to your stealth.
Oh hell yeah!
And
Yes.
yeah, everyone that I choose within 30 feet. So all of us get an extra 10 bonus for our stealth.
I won't use it now because I forgot, but just so I make you also aware that I have this, is I have that cunning intuition where I can add a d4 to stealth checks, but since I forgot, I won't have that. For next time.
Gotta make sure you remember your abilities, guys.
Well,
Listen,
it's
only level 4, okay?
It's a racial
Level
thing that I'm not used to.
Level 4.
Level 4.
That's why
Alright.
I think it was the first character I'm like, no, I know my feats because I got so hyped about it.
I love how you said you were like, I got this planned, and then I looked at your sheet and you took an ASI, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I was like, I knew, I thought things back and forth. I wanted that +3 to strength, okay? And then another person. But yeah.
It was just funny to me that you were like so hype about it, and I looked, I was like,
Well, no.
an
It's because
ASI.
I did like the test. I did test runs about like which ones I prefer and how I want things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Alright, so you all head inside the cave.
Yeah, I'm gonna scout ahead about like 20 feet.
Okay. As you delve into the cave, it's pretty simple as a rough-hewn cave. A few small stalactites and stalagmites sticking out of the ground and the ceiling. Lo, you notice this before anyone else. You just kind of hear a distant sound of just...
Mike's not picking that up, but
Ah! I'm gonna get really close to my microphone and just go...
Oh, ASMR.
no.
Monster
Still not
ASMR.
picking it up.
It's still not picking it up.
Fuck, I literally like had my lips against my pop filter. This is
Really good
disgusting.
noise cancellation.
Yeah.
I hate this. It picks up things I
Maybe
don't
you're-
want it to pick up, but it doesn't pick up my little sound effects.
Maybe
hear-
your gain is...
I think it's because it's a clicking sound, so it's just like automatically like, nope, fuck that.
Give me some onomatopoeias.
Yeah.
Just like snap in the mic.
Just no, it's you hear the sound of clicking, like very loud clicks.
Grab
You will hold.
people.
Do I see them yet, or do I just hear them?
I would say this is kind of right at the bend in the cave. So you can
Okay.
start trying to peek around the corner if you want to.
I will peek around the corner, but I want to stay within that 30 feet radius.
Okay. As you kind of duck around the corner and start poking your head out to see, you see what seems like a living area, a kind of half-created living area in this cave with a few beds, some chests and shelves and some wooden platforms, a fire pit, some pots and pans scattered everywhere, and sitting in the middle of it, just kind of like curled up and just kind of laying on the ground, you see these giant chitinous creatures with big long mandibles sticking out of their mouth, sharp blade-like edges on them. You can see curled up near them are these just large claws. Each kind of pincer has a few teeth along it that stick out downward, and just some little antennae sticking out of the mouth. As you see, it has about 2 eyes on each side. And these antennae.
How many
kind of flicking
creatures?
around.
2?
3.
3. Alright, I'm going to make the gesture for big meaty claws, and then 3.
Does Garen understand this? Because I'm assuming he's the next one in line.
Does Karen have the social awareness to understand these things? Yeah.
I go,
I mean, I'm sure he's used to soldiers making up their signs sometimes, like the newbies.
I mean, I would technically be using Thieves' Cant, but like they are clear enough that I'm saying like there's 3 of them, big meaty claws.
If we want to make it clear, I can send you a message. What do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see?
It's their thieves' cant for big meaty claws.
Well, let me look. I have everything written down. There's definitely gestures for like how many enemies there are.
Yes, there are. I don't know about claws though.
Well,
The universal sign for claws.
no, the hand signals do not indicate that.
Dead ass. Oh,
Are you trying to-
if you're motioning, Alota will just send a message and go like, "What do you see?"
3 of them, big meaty claws. Click, click, click.
All right. Thumbs up.
The very big.
Very quietly whispers it to the room. Like, there you go. Very big. Thank goodness I picked up that cantrip.
I mean, I do have psychic abilities where I could connect us all, but I don't want to waste the.
Exactly. I was like, oh, well, you have that. I'm like, well, also, I don't have to commit to being with anyone for an hour. It's just me.
I think Garen is going to make his way up to where Lo is, and then just divine sense and see if there is any more than 3.
Me, Garen, and Ayana.
Yeah.
As you trigger your divine sense yet again, you do not sense anything near you.
Okay, so they're not a celestial fiend or undead. Okay, cool. Well, that
They are
gives
not
me nothing.
zombie beetles.
Well,
I make the gesture that no one would get, but it is Thieves' Camp for attack on 3. Like fuck, I should just teach you guys these gestures. I make mental note to teach everyone certain hand gestures for later reference. I'm just gonna make the gesture back of let's kill them all.
Shane, can I see any of this?
Oh, you can't see shit right now.
Oh. I'm holding on to Garen for dear life.
I don't really have anything that radiates light.
Oh, I have the cantrip light, but I was already told that wouldn't be a good idea.
I think we're all up together now.
What if we get some sneak attack while they're not moving? I don't know if that actually is going to work. We attack, and then, once they're aware of us, then we use light.
Yeah, that
Oh, okay.
I wanna
probably
try to get
try
all the
to
sides on them.
hand signal back and forth probably poorly because I'm using like soldier hand signals and
I sigh very dramatically and mentally connect. Since Alota has indicated that she can do message, I mentally connect Garen and Ayana. We're gonna be connected for 2 hours, friends.
Hey, at least there's no
Oddly
singing
enough,
in your
there's-
head this time.
I was gonna say, oddly enough, there's like just a constant show tunes in Garen's head.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my dog.
Like that's how he just stays stoic. He just has show tunes going in his head.
Skin will shrinks.
No, I'm just imagining it's 9 to 5 because it's just like, all right, back to work.
Yep.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
But I'm gonna just psychically whisper and then like make the gesture to Alota to like message me.
All right. Message. What is it?
Okay, and then I think out loud, or I think to everyone. I've connected at least the two of us, and then you. We should try to surprise them. Right?
Yes.
Where are they?
They're right ahead. Once we attack, you use your light spell.
Oh, okay. Should I like put it like near me or like at a wall?
Could you do it on something?
To where you
I
at
don't
least
know.
you can
I've never
see.
used it.
I'm sure it would illuminate enough if you put it close by to where you can at least see us and what's going on in front of us.
Okay.
How big is this part of the cave? Like, is it like rounded out, or is it? Yeah.
The area that you're in is probably widened to about like 25, 30 feet wide. The area that Lo saw, though Lo has not communicated this, is probably a bit wider, as it's a little bit of a hollowed out cavern at this point, is probably closer to like 40 or 50 feet round.
Great message to Lo. Want me to thunder wave them?
I think that would be a good idea, and at the same time, can I make the gesture for dagger? That way, they're how far away, Shane? Would you say?
They're kind of closer to the back wall, so that's probably a distance of about 40 feet.
They're about 40 feet away from us right now, so you'd have to run out. Do you have anything distance?
Distance, nothing that will work on them, I believe. I'm a utility person.
That's fair. Shall we?
Yeah, most of my abilities are up close and personal as well. So, do you want me to lead the charge? I can get their attention, and hopefully draw them to me. That gives you the opening to attack as well.
The works I'll hide back here. Open up on them. I can also just draw them out by attacking them and they start coming this way. I can reach them right now.
Moda has radio silence.
However you want to go. Like, once they get close enough, I can charge in there. But like, if we can do a kind of like a unison attack, that way we all have that opportunity.
You guys sneak in faster, and I'll wait back here. And as soon as you're close enough, I'll unload.
As you guys are having this discussion, you do
Mentally.
hear some rustling noises coming from deeper within the cave. It's kinda...
Like there's more of them.
No, you just hear movement. Clacking against stone.
We should have figured.
All right, I think that's our cue.
Go, go, go.
And Garen's just gonna try to move as quickly and quietly as you can up and see if you can get the jump on them with a probably a thunderous smite.
All right. As you start, like, quickly but quietly walking forward, and you round the corner with everyone else following a few feet behind, you just hear, and the creatures are now standing up to what you see is now approximately 12 feet tall, and just these large claws, probably each about 3 feet long, start snapping, and they all kind of twist in your direction and start skittering towards you. I'd like you.
Well, I would like to make a note that I am hiding behind that corner still 40 feet away.
I know. All right, let's roll initiative.
Do I get a surprise round off on them?
No.
Or-
As soon as Garen rounds the corner, they're coming towards Garen.
Okay.
So 15.
15. All right.
26.
Fuck. All right.
I thought I did pretty good. I got a 23.
23.
I took alert.
That's fair. I rolled a 19 on the die.
I took alert and rolled an 18. So
I mean, that's apt. You can't see jack shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still blind, so all you hear is just a screeching noise and a lot of clattering.
Oh my god, it's a turkey!
All right. I realize I don't have a Twitch-appropriate combat playlist, so we're just going to roll with it. As the creatures start rushing towards you, Garen, you are the first in the initiative order. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think he is going to do the Thunderous Smite on whichever one's closest to him.
Okay, I mean, Thunder Smite, you cast it on yourself, and then you make an attack roll afterwards.
Yeah, I know. I was just... He's attacking whichever one's, like, closest to him, so...
Okay, roll for attack.
That's what I meant.
Rush forward with your Morning Star.
I'm assuming 23.
A 23 does hit.
Alright. So... It's D8. Okay, max damage on that. So that's 8 plus 5, so 13 damage from the Morning Star. And then this right is 2d6. So 4 and 6, so another 10 damage from Thunderous Smite. And they have to make a strength saving throw.
Alright, well. Good opening move. Strength saving throw would be a 21.
Yeah, that passes, so.
Yeah. But nonetheless, you rush forward, drawing your Morning Star off your belt, and kind of, with a bit of a shimmer and this kind of hazy mist coming off it, you swing forward, and all you guys hear is just loud boom as his Morning Star slams into the front of the first creature. You hear the carapace around it just crack and just impact into it as kind of this purplish green viscera squirts out onto the ground. His heels back and begins to swing down towards you. Alright, I don't believe you have multi-attack, so that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to Low.
Okay. I am going to attack the one next to Garen. I'm going to take my action to use steady aim, so I have advantage, or my bonus action, sorry.
Okay.
So I have an advantage. Nat 20.
Alright, that's with sneak attack, so
Let me pull out a couple of these strips real quick.
And here I thought Garen was going to do a lot of burst damage, and
then low.
then
Lo and
comes in here
behold.
with 8d6.
No, sorry, 66. I only have 2d6 right now for sneak attack.
2d6, okay.
And then a d6 for my weapon.
Okay.
It's plus 4, so 10, 20, 25, 27, 29. 29 points of psychic damage.
Fuck.
All right.
And
As
You did 6 more damage than me.
as Lo rounds the corner and just I believe it's a purplish or a bluish color.
Green.
Green, sorry. The green colored dagger, which is normally like semi-translucent, is solid at this point. Like it's just heavily and seems to be almost occupying more presence than usual. You let it fly, and it just seems to almost push itself out of your hand and just zoom with unnatural speed towards the creature. And it slams. It hits right between its four eyes, and just you see the one creature just squirm and writhe in pain for a moment as it's just, and it just has to you see it backing up just because it's so caught off guard by how much pain it is in. You see it's kind of like purplish ichor dripping out of its eyes and its jaw. So the dagger just fades out of existence after hitting.
That's my turn. I use my action, my bonus action. I can't move after steady aim.
That is a hell of a turn. All right, Eloda.
yes. Alright. Again, no good combat spells currently in this situation. So she's going to run forward with her longsword. Is she able to reach them in time? Because
I'll say the one that hasn't been hit so far, or the one that Garen is facing, you could probably get to.
get to the one that Garen is facing.
Okay.
And just longsword up that bad boy.
All right, roll for attack. Swear to God, someone else nat 20s this.
No, I got the complete opposite. Because that's a crisp 8.
8. An 8 doesn't hit as you kind of pull out your longsword and just kind of raise it over your head and start swinging towards it, and it just slams into the claw of the creature, where your blade just bounces straight off the chitinous shell on the back of it.
And as my bonus action, I'll use Bardic Inspiration on Garen. Come on. I had a thing I was gonna say. Alright, you got this. Show them who's the best. And so that's 1d6 to some roll of your choosing.
D6.
Alright, it is now the creature's turns. So, the one that has a very fresh impact wound in it is going to try and get its vengeance on Garen. And unfortunately for it, that's only a 13. So, as it reaches out to bite you, you manage to duck back away from it, kind of keeping your Morning Star in a ready position in case it starts leaning forward. The one that is next to Eloda that you just attacked is also going to attack you, unsurprisingly. That is a dirty 20. So you are going to take... okay, Shane, that's 15 slashing damage. And 3 acid damage as the mandibles come down and slice into you, squeezing your... Thankfully, your armor manages to cushion the impact, but you feel the mandibles digging into your abdomen, and it's kind of as it has you in its claws for a moment, it starts spitting acid towards your stomach, which starts burning against your calf as it's exposed.
Because he took a lot of damage from that, he's definitely going to use Hellish Rebuke on that thing.
Could you Hellish Rebuke something that's not you? Or that it attacked you?
That was me, right?
Oh, it attacked. Okay, I thought
Yes,
I
sorry,
misunderstood.
no,
That was me.
The one that attacked you missed. The one that attacked Aloda hit.
Okay, okay. I
That's a total of 18, right?
Sorry, math. 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3. Yes, 18.
Ouch.
And you are now grappled in the creature's mandibles.
Fun.
And the one that Low hit, you see as it kind of like recovers from it and just looks over in your direction, seeing where the dagger came. Its antennae start twitching for a moment. And as it opens up its jaws, you see a rain of acid shoot out of its mouth. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I can do those. That is a 24.
Alright, you pass, so you only take half the damage. So that is 10 reduced down to 5 acid damage. As the acid sprays against you and you manage to duck just out of the way except for like your elbow and arm that get caught a little bit.
I just called out, leave that one. I want its acid. Needs to be unharmed except for by me.
Alright, that ends their turn. Yana, it is now your turn. Can't see.
Well, this is going to be the shittiest turn I'll ever do. So I'm going to run out a little bit blindly. And then like as far as I can, even aim it towards the ceiling, like 20 feet, like a little bit ahead, and then at the ceiling as far as I can, cast light.
Let me check the parameters of that spell real quick.
I think
It's a touch
I
spell.
don't know. Fuck. Okay.
Can
You
you
could,
attach
like,
it to
keep
a
it
rock?
You can put it on
on
your
a rock.
mace or your armor easily enough.
Okay. I guess
It
I'll
just
put
can't
on my
be-
mace.
Yeah, it can't be more than 10 feet in any dimension. You can put it on your armor, you can put it on your mace, you can put it on a person,
Oh.
hypothetically.
Or a rock? Give a rock and just throw the rock.
A good rock.
Mm-hmm.
I
Nice
could
rock.
do that. Is there any good rocks nearby?
You are entirely blind currently.
Do I, if I like kick my feet a little bit, do I feel a rock nearby?
You
A
actually
good
kick
rock?
Lowe's foot.
Ow!
Oh, I didn't even. I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone was nearby. Do you see a good rock nearby?
A little bit focused on the things right now.
This is important. Do you see a good rock?
Do I see a good rock, Shane?
Make a perception check.
I do not see a good rock. I rolled a
Fuck.
perception of 7.
You are hyper fixated on the battle, and you are not.
Yeah,
looking
I
at
can use my bonus action to study my aim, which means I'm pretty hyper fixated on this thing right now.
Hmm.
I mean, you also
Okay,
just
no good
dodged out of
rock.
the way of the acid too. So
I just almost got murdered by some acid, so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see any of that.
Just
Um,
fucking light up your mace. I don't give it.
That's why I
You
wanted a
have-
good rock.
you have this minute-long conversation mid-battle.
Okay, I'm gonna cast light on my mace
Okay.
and run up a little bit, and then that's my turn because I can't
Don't you
do
have a bonus
anything
action?
else.
Yeah, you can cast a bonus action.
Yeah,
spell.
but I can cast a bonus action spell.
Yeah, light's only a cantrip, so you can cast a spell that is
Oh.
as a bonus action. But it's a
Okay,
level. You can-
okay.
Clarification: you can cast one leveled spell per turn and one cantrip per turn. So since light is a
Got
cantrip, you just have
you.
to have a bonus action that is you can have a bonus action spell, which you have several of.
Oh, only a few. Okay. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Pew pew pew.
Alright, as
Yay.
you rush forward around the corner and you see these giant insectoid creatures about 18, or not 18, about 12 feet long.
Oh, it's scary. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know which one Lo yelled out that not to hurt, so I don't know.
You can see that.
You
which
do
one
notice
to
that
listen.
You've got three options. There is one that Garen
Okay.
is facing that is currently leaking ichor that you can see. Fun fact,
Yeah.
actually, because none of you can see color at this up until this point. Now you are aware it's purple. There is one that's currently holding a Loda in its mandibles, and then there's one more that's just kind of off in the distance.
So if I try to hit the one that's holding a Loda, would I hurt a Loda? And I don't want to do that.
I mean, it is a large creature. You can hit it in a place that
Okay.
is not a Loda. Whether or not that makes
Okay,
it
I'm gonna
bite
whack its
harder, I
bum.
don't know.
I'm gonna whack its butt.
Alright, so you summon your spiritual dragon mace over top of the insect that has a Loda in its jaws. Roll your attack with your spiritual weapon.
16.
A 16 hits.
Yay! Okay, cool. Where's a D8? Come on. Oh. Well, you disappointed me. 6.
A 6. Alright. 6 damage as you guys see the spectral dragon's head mace appear with its bow and all of its sparkly glory. And it just slams down onto the back of this creature, cracking its carapace a little bit. And it makes just kind of a noise. As Loda, you kind of get jostled and swung around a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Alright.
Next, my turn.
Okay. That brings us back to Garen.
All right. How badly does this thing hurt? Look, like, is it just bleeding?
That was a heavy hit. It's bleeding pretty profusely. Not dying, but it is definitely not in a good spot.
Okay, so it doesn't want to blow yet another spell as of yet. Let's see what he can do with just a normal attack. So, actually, no, he's gonna try, since the one's still holding a Loda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to do his dreadful aspect and on the three of them. I'm assuming they're all within 30 feet.
Yeah, they're all within 30 feet, about 5 to 10 feet.
Yeah,
away from each
so-
other.
Yeah, he's gonna do the Channel Divinity dreadful aspect.
Remind me.
Wisdom saving throw.
Alright, that's an action. Focus on each creature with paladin choice. Okay. Well, that's a nat 5, and these things are not that wise. Oh, that's a total of a 6 for the first one, a 7 for the second one, and a 10 for the last one.
Okay, they are all frightened of me.
Alright. So you guys kind of feel this presence exude out of Garen, the light around him kind of dimming just almost supernaturally. You see the three massive insect creatures all kind of look at him and start backing away just a little bit. One still holding the Loda in its claws. They're afraid. They're not running like chickens, I don't believe. Or let's see.
They don't have to run, they're just frightened, but if they do move more than 30 feet away, they can make another saving throw.
Yeah, but they are not allowed to move yet, so they can't actually do that.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn? That's an action. So
Yeah, the channel divinity is an action, so I can't really try to help a little bit other than that. So he's just gonna maintain, make sure he stays within distance of them. So they didn't move out of his range yet, obviously.
yeah,
So.
they can't move right now. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it.
for narrative purposes, they are beginning to scuttle backwards.
Yes.
All right. That would bring us to Lo.
Lo is going to continue on the one that she maimed psychically. I'm gonna steady aim again.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's a fat old 11.
An 11 does not hit. Dagger kind of goes wide, and despite normally sinking into stuff, sometimes, if the hide is thick enough on a creature, it manages to bounce it and deflect it off, and this is what happens. The dagger shoots through the air, and it kind of curls up into its carapace for a second, just poof, it just bounces and fades into nothing in the distance.
That is my turn.
Okay. Hello, Eloda. It is your turn. You are in
I
the maw
have-
of this creature.
I'm debating, so I can try and grapple it, or I have an idea, and I don't know if it'll work, so I'm contemplating. Because in my mind, it works, but technically, it's
Try the crazy idea.
what?
Try the crazy idea.
Well, it might. But how close is Ayana to this whole mess?
I would assume she's probably still about 20 feet away. Garrett, however, would be about 10.
Garrett's a strong man.
Yeah, relatively.
I don't know if this. The thing is, I don't know if this will work at all because it's not technically how it's written, but in my heart, it would work. It's away from me. You know what? Just because now it's in my mind, I want to do it. I'm gonna try and Thunderwave out to see if I can get that to lessen.
Okay. So that's a con save?
Yes.
Okay, that's a con save. It rolled an 11.
That does not make it. It's a con save of 14. And so it's 15 feet out, so anyone within 15 feet of me has to make that.
Is it centered on you?
Thunderwave
so
is
it's a cube. So cube spells are outward. They're not
Okay.
If it was a circle radial spell, that would be centered on you. That would be out in all directions. A cube spell only goes forward.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this really fun graphic somewhere in one of the books that explains all of this, and the point of origin on a cube spell is actually on the side.
Well, I've definitely used this wrong in past games then. But yeah, so
Who cares? If you want to, you can center it on yourself. I don't really care that much, but
so that is 11, 16 damage, and it's propelled. I think it's 10 feet, right?
yeah. So you just kind of hold your hands out and slam your hand into your hand holding your long sword. You guys just hear this thunder as a blast of force shoots out. There it is. Yeah, it's a really fun diagram. This is the fun. Yeah, this is the fun stuff you get when you actually read the player's handbook.
I just know
Very
that
bold do I've ever
Like,
assumed
what's
I've
that?
seen a physical book in front of me.
I've got my copies right over there. As the thunder wave hits it, it does get propelled 15 feet back. But because the thunder wave is in front of you, the claws are still on behind you. You just get...
That's not how I imagined it.
Well, you think about it for a second. If someone is holding you, and something hits them and pushes them back, unless they lose their grip, they are pulling you with you. Like, if I have you in a bear hug and someone pushes my shoulder, you're coming with me.
I guess I just imagined it differently, more of like a crushing from the sides instead of like a wrapped around.
They're curved. I mean, like, think about it like a beetle's mandibles. They're like curved and coming in and around you.
I'm thinking Mr. Krabs right now. This entire fight. That is who I think we are fighting right now. In my brain, it's Mr. Krabs.
A 12-foot tall Mr. Krabs.
I will.
Or like Gary the Lobster.
Here's the image from the player or from the monster manual. If you look in Discord, you can see what it looks like.
Ew.
So those big claw mandibles on the front of its head, you're in those.
Oh,
So they are curved and kind of holding you.
Oh,
This is why I
I
need
thought it
visual
was fun.
imagery.
I mean, no matter what the mechanics of it, it doesn't break the grapple.
Okay.
This is more of a I'm resolving things with storytelling that are mechanical.
Okay.
An attack does not inherently break a grapple. Like if the target.
So you just went for a very fun ride.
If the target is a large or smaller creature, it is grappled until the grapple ends. The Yonka can bite only this creature, and there's no condition other than you can escape by manually trying to escape. So, that's that. It was a very good idea, but it does not work out. But you are now 15 feet away from the group. So the creature is basically, at this point, almost near the back wall. Alright.
I'm saving my bonus action. Not my bonus action. I'm saving my slots.
Okay. The creature did take all of the damage, though. You just happened to get yoinked with it. Alright, it is the creature's turns. And the one that is imminently afraid of Garen, it's only 25 feet back, so it actually is still within range, so it can't make the save. So it's just going to try and bite Aloda while it's still holding.
I'm going to cutting words it. No, I don't know. I'm going to try cutting words it because I'm hurt.
Okay.
All right.
Roll my roll, you roll your roll, and let's see where the dice land.
Nice. So that's a 6.
Okay, so that brings it down to a 15.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. It was a 21 in total. So that is going to be okay. I'm rolling like shit though. 7 slashing damage and 3 acid damage.
So that's 10. I will relentless endurance myself back up to 1.
Okay.
And that is not where I wanted that to go. And that means I get my immediate attack.
All right. You roll for your attack. Actually, let me check one thing. They're frightened, right? So they're frightened. Let me double check the rules. Because actually, you are frightened, you have disadvantage on attack rolls. So, one moment.
Oh, I forgot I was muted and I was talking.
It's all good. Yeah, that saves you. It is now 12.
Ah! Yay.
So as it
Never
tries to squeeze,
So,
so
back
you
to
do not need to. You can get your relentless endurance back. You still use cutting words though. So, but the creature tries to squeeze further, and you kind of just put your arms against the sides of its mandibles and just push and force it back out. You're still in its jaws, but it is. you're managing to hold it off from hurting you any further. All right.
Yay.
The one next to Garen, probably gonna back up. So it starts scuttling back. Garen, you can make an attack of opportunity if you want to.
Yes, I do. That is a 21.
Yeah, 21 hits.
All right. So, that wasn't that great. No, that's only 9 damage.
All right, 9 damage against that one. As it tries to move backwards, you manage to slam your Morningstar down on its claws, and you just hear a cracking noise as it slams into the ground and the carapace starts shattering. It's looking pretty fucking hurt at this point.
Dinner's on me.
All right. Then as it backs up and kind of howls in pain, just it's going to start spitting acid towards you. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, rolled an 18, so that'll be a 21.
All right, so you pass, and it has to. You only take half damage, which is only 2. So you take 2 acid damage, as I imagine it just kind of a few drops managed to hit your neck or an exposed part lower on your armor. It burns a little bit. It kind of sucks. It's not really like. It's gonna take a lot more to hurt you at this point.
It's like, oh, I'm totally gonna eat you.
And the one that is being pelted by Low is just gonna move about 30 feet back, just kind of, and just holding its claws at a ready position, kind of defensively. All right, that's their turn. Ayana, it is now your turn.
Okay. I know Eloda ended up getting pulled very far away from me. Do I see that she's really hurt right now?
Your light goes out for 40 feet. You would have seen that she is not doing so hot. However, you cannot see her currently because she flew just a bit out of the range of your light.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get use all my movement, which is 30 feet, in that direction.
Okay. You were probably like 45 feet away, so you can get up to like within 15 feet of it.
Okay. I am gonna, with my bonus action, cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. If I could get to my spells without it going away. Cool. So that's 1d4. Okay. Ooh. That's an 8. No.
What?
No. 7.
7
It's a
points of
7.
healing.
Yeah.
Thank
For
you.
some reason, at first I added an extra 1. And I'm like, where did I get that from?
Where did that one come from? How'd that sneak in there?
I don't know. My fingers lied to me. I was counting my fingers like, yeah, I always do that. And with the cantrip, I'm okay. I don't know. And the other one that Garen was fighting is nearby.
Yeah, I mean that's probably. You could probably, like, if you wanted to, you could be within melee range of that, and because it didn't move quite as far back, you could be within melee of that and still be healing Aloda.
Oh, actually, could aim my sacred flame on the butt of the one that's holding Aloda?
Yeah, certainly.
The booty.
That booty.
It has to make the booty. It has to make a dex saving throw of 13.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1.
Aha!
Nice.
Okay. Well, that fell right out of my hand, but whatever. That is 1 radiant damage.
Alright, as the multicolored flames just kind of shoot across the ground, glancing against the feet of the creature, and you see it burn for a bit, but that doesn't burn for too long. You still see it just... Alright, 1 damage.
I went to go on like when you're trying to like shake the dice, but then it didn't want to be shaken. It fell out.
It
So
said, no shake, I go now.
yeah, screw you.
All right,
Actually, I should put it in my dice jail.
And just for clarity's sake, are you trying to stay away from the other creature? Like out of melee with most of them?
I stay there.
Well, I'm saying, did you move? You have the option of being, next to the one in the center or off a little bit to the side. Do you want to be in melee of that one or not?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Just making sure. Theater of the mind. Alright. As these flames light up the cavern for a moment. Garen, it is your turn.
So the one that I've been beating up is pretty bad.
Oh, it is in a horrible spot. It backed up and tried to shoot acid at you, and it looks like it is terrified.
All right, yeah, he's gonna whack it.
You rush forward your Morningstar.
15.
A 15 hits.
All right. Hey, 13 damage.
13 damage as you
Yep.
rush forward with Morningstar, the creature kind of low on the ground and in a defensive position, trying to kind of cover its stomach that you shattered earlier. You just rush forward, kind of leap through the air and slam your Morningstar down on its head, and you just hear as its carapace shatters around its skull and your Morningstar gets buried all the way almost to the ground in its face. Just a spurt of gore and viscera around you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it is. It stopped moving.
He's quite happy with himself, and he's kind of like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat you."
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's all you can do.
All right, Miss Low Norwood.
Hello? Is the one that I've been attacking still 60 feet away from me, or do I have to move up a little bit?
It is less than 60 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna study my aim again.
Okay.
That is a 17 on the die, so that's a 23.
A 23 definitely hits.
Okay, cool. God, I love being a rogue. That's 19 points of damage.
All right. Yet again, you pull one of these. You kind of form the dagger in your hand, feeling its weight, and just launch it with incredible speed as it slices through the air. It actually manages, instead of puncturing directly, you just see it skirt across the face of it, just the blade slicing right through the head, leaving no mark, but just flying off into the distance. And you see the creature just, and it falls over onto the ground.
Just victory pose in the back.
All right, as these creatures die, Eloda, yours is the only one left.
Absolutely, this one looks badly hurt.
I mean, it is definitely hurt. It is not having a good day, but it is still holding on to you.
All right, I will try and escape.
Okay. Make a acrobatics or athletics check, whichever is easier for you.
Alright, let me... I think I know which one it is.
Your athletics is better. So it's +5.
I'm just gonna leave. It was a nat 1.
As you're
That was total 6.
As you are holding the pincers off of you, attempting to make sure that you're not getting damaged further, you try to push and push out, and one of your hands just kind of slips off, and you're like, oh, fuck, shit. And immediately kind of have to falter back to it. You did not escape. And so that is your action. You can still use your bonus action if you so.
Well, do I desire to inspire? Is the question.
Desire to it.
Oh yeah, Garen hasn't used his inspiration yet.
Yeah, no.
I needed to.
Wait, you still could just say fuck it.
Yeah.
He
will on
one of them.
Yeah, he will on his next turn because he's hyped, right? You know, he's extra inspired.
Extra inspired.
If it lives that long, that is.
Yeah, I'm. Well, in case I need to like cutting words this bitch again.
All right. What are you not doing anything with your bonus action?
No.
Okay. Well, with the last creature remaining, and it is absolutely fucking terrified.
I am gonna cutting words it again.
Okay. As it tries to clamp down on you with its mandibles.
Alright, that's a 4.
You didn't really need to do that. It
Well-
was a 13 to start with, but now it is a 9.
Ah!
As it tries to push down, you just kind of look at it and kind of scowl, and it sees you, and after all the damage and the frightening presence of Garrett, it's just kind of
She's not good.
Alright. Ayana, it is your turn, my dear.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. So I am gonna go and I'm gonna go and take my spiritual weapon mace and I'm gonna whack it.
Alright. So Dragon's Head Mace
Well.
rushes forward through the air, swinging and winding up.
Well, I would've. I rolled better. That's a 7.
As it winds up, the creature just looks up at it and just swings its claw, batting the mace away for a moment as it just kind of spirals through the air for a second.
Fuck.
Have we heard Ayana swear at this point?
You said the fuck word.
Oh shit, she said fuck.
She said the fuck word. Other than repeating, no, you haven't heard her swear. I'm gonna go and cast Guiding Bolt on second level.
Alright, roll your attack.
Okay, yeah, let's... That is a 16 to hit.
A 16 hits. You can roll your damage.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, let me get one of my dice.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking yeah.
Now we've heard Kaylee swear quite a lot.
Okay. I need a calculator eventually. Oh, I have my phone. Oh! Wait, I don't need that. 8. 13.
13
Wait.
damage.
Wait. I don't know if it has like an extra thingling on top of that.
It should just be. You
Oh,
don't
no,
have
it
a
doesn't.
bonus, so it's just 13.
No, that's it.
Alright.
Sorry.
So you clutch After seeing your mace bash off of its claw, you just kind of, okay, all right. Grabbing hold of your holy symbol and holding out your hand. This bright light forms in it before shooting out, and it just slices through the creature, going just straight over straight past Eloda's shoulder, and just blasting against it, leaving this bright glimmering sheen where the light hits it. And where it hits it is very much a giant chunk blown out of its shell. Like, it went straight through it. You can just see this hole glimmering and glistening with light. It swings out of the way, just and you start seeing it panic as it's squirming and holding Eloda in its claws still.
Sorry.
You get sprayed with a little.
Apologize to our dinner.
Ichor, Eloda. All right, that will bring us over to Garen.
I'm gonna hit it.
Simple enough.
14.
A 14 just hits.
All right. So that is, and is the inspiration that adds damage?
No, I believe it's only on the D20 rolls mostly.
Oh, okay. So I can't use my inspiration.
Sorry.
We can say you used it on the attack.
Okay. Which made it an 18 then.
Hell yeah.
So that is another 13 damage.
All right. Describe your finishing blow for me.
Okay. And this is the one is it still holding on to Eloda?
Yeah. Eloda is still in the air in its pincers.
Okay.
He's been here since day one.
The whole fight, Eloda has been
hanging
in
out.
this thing's maw.
So, like,
do
is
some
she
damage to it.
just like in the air, like feet off the ground?
Like 4 feet. Like, not very far in the air, but definitely off the ground.
So I think that Garen sees this and he just charges up and he kind of like tries to like go underneath Eloda and just brings his mace up straight into like underneath the chin of the head of this creature.
All right. So you rush forward, doing a power slide underneath the creature's claws as it tries to swing down at you. You just bring your mace up in a two-handed swing and just slam into the bottom of its mandibles. You just hear the sickening just as it crunches into it, shattering all the carapace. And you see the mandibles actually loosen, and from all of the damage done to its shell, they kind of just, like crab legs, cracked at a joint. They just both fall off, leaving Eloda falling to the ground. And as you land on your feet, for the most part, steadying yourself, the creature just slams and just tips back and forth and just slams in the ground. Alright. As the creature comes to a rest, and you guys have finished the battle, finished the contract, and slain these creatures, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So, thank you all for coming along. Thank you all for playing with me, as usual. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to catch us tomorrow for Dungeon Brawl at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or why am I blanking on the first word? Something of the Archmage, and I just don't remember. The Mind of the Archmage?
Mystery.
Mystery of the Archmage. I will remember things eventually. Tune in Wednesday at the same time for Mystery of the Archmage. But thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. So, bye everyone.